There we go. Are we on stream?
Yep.
Yep,
Hello,
we're live.
Kobu. Hello, Cerno. Hello, Valeshny. Hello, Shuhart. Hello, Crimson Phoenix. Very wise of you, Valeshny. Pop down that command. I was gonna add it to the title, but I kinda slipped my mind. But you found it. Good.
Oh, wait, I'm an idiot.
We have to.
I've forgotten to switch things over from the league.
I wanted to ask, do we need to introduce ourselves, but I think this is enough. This
Yeah.
is enough about us.
I guess this goes under just chatting.
I mean, I put it as card game, so
Oh, there's a card game tag?
yeah.
Oh my god, we're playing cards.
That's definitely better. Plop.
Whatever. The scoreboard is perfectly visible.
Yeah, Kobu says they cannot. He cannot hear
Oh,
the other people, only you.
oh, that's
Oh.
strange. Let me see then.
And that's weird.
Oh, oh, wrong name. Wavelength, that's what it's called.
I gotta say though, I really love the music I'm using on stream.
That explains it. I hadn't unmuted the voice chat channel in my mixer.
I don't even have things like that. I just go like every sound that comes from my PC. All right, you're in stream.
Welcome to stream every sound.
I mean, that's what I've been doing since around June, July, no May, last year. So, but originally it refused to pick up my headset sound. Mic worked fine.
And are we audible on stream now? Valeshny
we
says
hearable?
it's Rin. Are we hearable? Yeah. Are we audible? Rin says. Valeshny says Rin is quiet.
Huh.
I already put mine on max. Like I've also did the thingy, the automatically determine input sensitivity thingy. I've already pushed it also a bit down.
Kobo says no, it sounds fine.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're good.
Nice,
We're fine.
nice.
We're allowed to live.
And if my voice is, if the sound from me is not the best, it's because I'm still using a headset mic.
You sound perfectly fine to me, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an amazing headset mic. It's not a good mic overall, but it's decent. For being a headset mic, this is fucking amazing.
I know, Valeshny. That was because I had the voice chat channel in my mixer set to mute on the stream output. Since before, I don't know why.
How dare you mute me? I shall not be silenced.
I made a funny redeem named "I Cost Silence on You."
So yeah, the game is should be set up properly and all that. So are you ready to go?
We are
Absolutely.
ready to play cards.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
I hope I get curse cards.
Ooh,
Oh,
those
it's
are the best ones.
The fun the only person I like from the other streamers.
Who's going to read it out?
The star reads the black card.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm card.
I'm the czar. Okay, so I read
Yep.
out the card. I haven't played this, so okay. In an attempt to reach a wider audience, the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History has opened an interactive exhibit on blank. Okay.
Who do you mean, sir? No. Fun, jolly person I like from the other stream. Pretty. That's a. Which one of them?
Oh god, okay, that's a fun one.
How do I wait? Can I select a card, or am I just
The
picking
sword
from your
can't
cards?
select the white card.
Oh, okay, okay.
Guardians go.
Yeah, I think honestly this is
I
the
think I
best
have
one. Yeah, let's go with that.
So we cost half your life points.
So, do I read them out now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed.
Okay, okay. So the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History has opened an interactive exhibit on a special dissection lesson with Professor Stein. I don't get the reference. I'm sorry.
Professor Stein. I think it's the doctor from Soul Eater.
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah, it is.
That's Frankenstein, dude.
Yeah, but they refer to him sometimes as Professor Stein. So
I
it was
see.
good.
Also, the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History has opened an interactive exhibit on a tragic backstory where everyone dies.
Classic.
Or an interactive exhibit on concealing an erection.
I can just say this, I love my card.
I hate my deck.
Listen, okay,
I
so
only-
this stream is going to ruin my reputation as a say-so streamer, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
cannot.
Wait, you
I
had
cannot
one?
not pick this one. There's no
Yay!
way I won't pick an interactive
Yeah, I
exhibit
would've picked
on
that too.
concealing an erection.
I said I love
worry.
my card.
Don't worry, Ray. Don't worry. I would have picked that one too. You're safe.
I would have also picked that out of those options.
I don't
I'm
know.
You
the
know.
only say-so streamer here, though. So
You're...
Bro, I always have mine on
That's what
18
I'm saying.
plus.
Yay.
Serna says, I don't know what panther human is called, the purple feline looking jolly person with the bee top. Is Serna referring to urine?
I'll be looking for
You.
bee top. Panther human.
I mean, I do love my outfits.
Oh my god.
Serna redeemed that archer.
I'm sorry, but I'm thinking back to the Bee movie where he goes like black, yellow, yellow, black, like ooh, yellow, black. That's why I'm laughing. That's so hyper specific. I'm sorry. I'm crying a little.
The B movie was actually funny. Like that was a fun movie.
Never been called a human panther before.
Let me do the redeem.
Ara. The Swedish version.
Yeah. Cursing humanity, where the last of your dignity is free to die, offered willingly to gods of humor.
Wait,
From the
you guys had dignity?
Once upon a time, I had dignity. I remember that time fondly.
I mean, I eat as soon as I started. I just eat it to 18 plus mode.
Helix, was your dignity stripped away the moment mask and coat was redeemed?
No, it was gone. It was gone way before that. It was gone with the bark.
TSA
Yes,
guy.
that-
I
that's
had
what
any
it's called.
dignity to begin with, so.
Then there's a guy who looks like a president. Thank you, Valeshny, for saying Usu.
Who looks like a wrestler? He is a wrestler.
I am a wrestler.
And then
He
there's
doesn't
just
look like one.
me.
He is one. He fakes it until he made it.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. TSA guidelines now prohibit doing crimes on airplanes.
I mean that's
No
just
shit.
standard. That's normal
No
shit.
No shit, Sherlock.
They
Not-
now
not-
prohibit it. It's new.
The TSA before was like, yeah, crimes are completely fine.
As long as you don't murder.
You can hide. You can
international
hide.
As long as you only do tax fraud, you're allowed on our plane.
TSA guidelines now prohibit a raging god complex on airplanes. Okay. TSA guidelines now prohibit Benedict Cumberbatch on airplanes. Don't you mean Benedict Cucumber Patch? Or whatever his name's called?
Yeah.
They're not as funny. The erection one was such a good start.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
I got 2 good ones in a row.
Let's go.
Oh my god, and the cards are.
Yay.
I'm going to read out. While the United States raced the Soviet Union to the moon, the Mexican government funneled millions of pesos into research on blank. Give me something funny,
I
guys,
insta-picked
otherwise I
mine.
want your drinks.
I just saw this and heard the text. I was like, yep.
Oh, I'm sorry for this.
Oh, I love mine.
I hope I don't get cancelled for this.
Cerno 93 going with like a Mexican wrestler, but with Aztec style outfit.
I don't know why I'm suddenly Mexican and Aztec, but okay. Thank you, sir. Now.
I mean, okay. While the United States raced the Soviet Union to the moon, the Mexican government funneled millions of pesos into research on Edward. The Mexican government funneled millions of pesos into research on bestiality.
Bestial. I think it's supposed to be bestiality.
It's supposed to be bestiality, but it's bestiality.
That's the correct spelling. That is the correct spelling.
But is it the same thing as
very
bestiality?
Bestiality. Oh no.
Bestiality is
the
best.
correct spelling.
Bestiality is best.
Biscuits.
No, wait.
Bestiality comes from bees. B-E-A-S-T. This is just bestiality.
Yeah.
This
it's
gives
very
bestie
unfortunate.
a whole new meaning.
Oh jeez.
The Mexican government funneled millions of pesos into research on alcohol poisoning. Not funny, didn't.
Why?
Wait, is the first... Wait, is the Edward code actually a reference to FMA?
Yes.
And
Yes.
that scene.
I'm going to take this
Yes.
one because I call all my friends besties. Because I call all of them besties.
Oh,
Girly or
winning
bestie.
over here.
Okay, I've won 3 times in a row. That's unexpected. No.
Cerno says, then
But
there's
not
the
for long.
person.
I'm going for your throne.
Then there's the person to the far right who's dressed like an alien secretary in sci-fi movies and has that dignified smile.
I'm just a crazy chemist. I need to make this more crazy somehow, but I don't know how. Alright. As one
There's
of...
Shadow.
Yeah. As the mom of 5 rambunctious boys, I'm no stranger to blank. Oh, this can be good. Yeah.
I honestly do not know anymore. I do not know anymore.
That's the mom of 5x ram... Is it 5x or is it supposed to be 5 times?
5 rambunctious boys and I'm stranger to.
Just 5 rambunctious. That would make
5
more sense, yeah.
rambunctious.
But why is there the X? It's throwing me off.
Oh, the X. What? What
X?
X?
What X?
Wait.
It's a CT.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's because I can remove it. Okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh my god.
That's a mom of 5 rambunctious boys. I'm no stranger to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's a classic one. That's the mom of 5 rambunctious boys. I'm no stranger to finally catching them all. That's the mom of 5 rambunctious boys. I'm no stranger to edible underwear.
Ew. Oh god.
Oh,
Hey,
edible underwear wins.
Billy!
let's go, Ren.
Oh,
I mean, it was
Oh.
the best option.
I remember many years ago in there is this store that sells like a bit of various things. You if I say the name, you know exactly what it is.
Really?
Teknik magazine.
Oh, that one, yeah. I got one in my mall.
Yeah, and like several years ago, I remember seeing in a catalog that they had these underwear of candy.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like a freaking G-string or something made of candy.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
I don't know why, but I only imagine one of those jock strips, but they're made out of like
I wouldn't
black
say.
licorice or something.
I mean, it was legit just a thong made out of hard candy.
And there was a bra as well.
Yeah, it was a set.
Ooh.
Where did my life go wrong?
Shady just looks like they're Joven.
Okay, so I am the card czar,
Yes.
so I will read the card. Why can't I sleep at night? Let's see what you guys have. Robo, don't try to bring in reasonable facts here. We're here for. The
Wait, you don't want reasonable facts? Alright, let's go with this one then.
Okay, so why can't I sleep at night? Claude Faustus' diabolical plot to crochet a shawl? I don't get that, sorry. Why can't I sleep at night? Boning the protagonist. Okay.
That sounds like a
And why
hentai.
can't-
Be proactive.
And why can't I sleep at night? Farting into your petticoats and wafting Lord Gregory. Okay. I'm not sure why that would stop you from sleeping at night.
Well, you told me to not use a reasonable one.
And does anyone want to explain Claude Faustus' diabolical plot to crochet a shawl?
I mean, I could have done something that was more logical, but someone told me not to.
Well, listen, you're really not giving me much choice here.
I think I know what I would choose there, honestly.
Knew it.
Yeah, I will go with this one.
Hey.
Because
You're using the proactive one.
Jesus, you are destroying us right now.
I would have
what
picked boning the protagonist, to be honest.
I thought about it, but there's no setup for a protagonist, so...
I mean, they should have written it instead of boning, they should have written bonking the protagonist. Because that is a legit definition of the word bonking. To bonk. To bonk someone.
Yeah.
The British definition of bonking is not hitting or whacking someone, it's a different one.
Yeah.
And I love
The
knowing
British
that
had
fact.
everything.
It's sleeping with someone.
Yep.
It's to go bunk, 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 bunk. but
I mean,
not
it's
in
the
a
same
way.
meaning as boning. Yep.
What was this thing? Shadow just looked like edgy anime, overconfident cultist protagonist. That's cool.
Are you reading yourself?
Well,
Oh, this is fits.
what left this stain on my couch? And
Oh, Endeavor, I did not know you were into that shit.
never in a bunny suit.
Now the question is, did he leave the stain or was there someone else looking at him in the bunny suit?
Oh no!
You all know who Endeavor is, yeah?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
That's why it's funny.
That's why. That's why
boy.
it's funny.
Yeah. What left this stain on my couch? A boring protagonist with too many love interests. Oh. Oh.
Maybe it turns into a hentai.
I mean, that just sounds like a hentai plot.
Yeah. Or a harem, but they're very closely related, so never mind.
I mean, some harem are hentai, so... and some are borderline hentai, so...
I mean...
I
look
mean,
at the
redo of a healer is a thing,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then
but that
when
one did not have a boring plot.
and
It
then
was
there's
actually kind of interesting.
Then there's interspecies reviewers.
Hentais are usually much more interesting than normal harem anime.
I mean, the most intriguing harem anime is actually redo of a healer. Just because of the concept of it, but...
just because of how fucked up it is.
Yeah, but it's so comedic how the healer is the most overpowered thing ever.
He's just overpowered.
Yeah.
His healing power is so strong he can heal the world so it goes backwards in time. Like, bruh,
He is so strong. He can change his own face shape.
by healing himself.
Straight up
He's-
change his entire body.
His entire
He's
gender.
so strong. He can just he can change the mind of someone.
Yeah. Or assless chat. Yeah.
We
Well,
were
the-
s- we were
well,
so
there's-
long on powering protagonists.
It's actually no. Depends on. I mean,
You're between a rock and a hard place.
Let's go, first
Hey,
point.
finally!
Hey, nice.
Finally on the scoreboard.
But it's so funny that Shadow's the only one who took it seriously. He's the only one with his name. I will read it out now.
yes.
Your persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart with blank alone. Bring me good things, guys. I want to wheeze.
Oh, I think you will laugh at mine.
If you're already asking that, you have no confidence in your cards. I'm sorry, but I'm shaming you now.
Oh, I'm just sitting here laughing at mine.
Oh.
It's just fucked up.
Oh god.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh my god.
I just see that, and I'm just like, God. Should I go slightly British?
Go for it.
Shakespeare?
Go for it.
Shakespeare thingy. Your persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart with chunks of dead prostitute alone. Silence. Your persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart with a pangendic octopus who roams the cosmos in search of love alone. Okay.
That sounds kind of poetic.
It's kind of poetic. Your persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart with X body spray alone.
I mean, that X body spray. That's fucking true, though. That shit's
Due to
nasty.
reality, I'm going to choose this one.
Let's go.
I still love that mine was
We're
just
so
the chunks of dead prostitute.
Everyone was so silent, just like,
I said mine was fucked up.
So, anyways,
Alright, time to read the card. What kept Margaret Thatcher busy in her waning years? Waning years?
Waning.
Waning years. Got no clue what that means, but alright.
I likened her last years of life before she passed away.
Bring on the fucked up shit.
Thanks for the hydrate, thanks for the stretch. And thanks
have
for
no-
the
I have no choice here.
aura.
I have
my
no choice
cards,
here.
they don't fit in this context.
Oh god, alright. One is amazing. Alright.
Oh my god!
What kept Margaret Thatcher busy in her waning years? Facebook. Yeah. Facebook is kinda dead though. What kept Margaret Thatcher
the old
busy in
people
her
using
waning
those,
years? Auschwitz. What kept Margaret Thatcher
Surprisingly
busy in her
silent.
waning years?
Silence.
Consensual sex. I mean, it has to be this.
Oh god, Chad, what the fuck?
Let's go, Chad. On the scoreboard finally.
That's the
We
thing.
got.
I mean,
I'm
that's the good
happy
shit.
for your point, but Jesus Christ.
If you can hold on just a moment. There are 2 redeems I have to take care of.
Have fun.
Hello, Adrius.
Yay!
And Aura.
Like Maggie Thatcher. No, sure. Sure said the truth though.
Alright, let's see.
Jad, you done with the redeems?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so 50% of all marriages end in blank.
Yes, that makes sense.
Ah, yes.
50% of all marriages end in Falcon Punch.
Logical.
50% of all marriages
I mean,
end
divorce
in...
can happen like that.
Yeah. 50% of all marriages end in cheating in the Paralympics. That is a lot of Paralympics. 50% of all marriages end in burning down the White House. Yeah.
How did you do that?
Not much
How
of a
did you
choice
even
here.
get in?
Not much of a choice here.
That's fair.
Hey.
I still like.
It's
I
too
just still
good.
like the
I
burning
feel
down
like
the
a
White
boomer
House.
now who made my wife joke.
Yeah.
What the heck? Skidamarinka dinka dink, skidamarinka do I love blank.
What?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Don't.
Let's go with that. I think.
I think you're supposed
works.
to like sing that or like comment like.
Skidamaring, gading, gading, skidamaring, gadu, I love. I don't know.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, it's supposed to rhyme.
Sounds like Rumpelstiltskin. The German version, I only remember the German version, but it's like, wie schön, dass niemand weiß, dass ich Rumpelstilzchen heiß. But you know, I'm going to check it.
Skidamarinka dinka dink, skidamarinka do I love replying mood instead of contributing to conversation. Okay.
It's logical. It's just logical.
And Rin just goes mood. Oh, great. It's like from nursery rhymes, I think. I felt the curse was cast or something. Let's see, I love exchanging. Or a murder most foul, oh god.
Murder most foul.
Mm-hmm.
Yum yum yum.
The dark
There we go.
Oh, you're catching
Little
up.
Rumpelstiltskin song.
That sound was very piercing.
Sorry guys, it was just my inner demon. Anyways. My fellow Americans, before this decade is out, we will have blank on the moon.
To the
This feels like-
moon!
This feels like Despicable Me.
Kinda does, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is just me, but the card I had is very very entertaining to me.
Oh god.
Ooh, I like the middle one.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the laugh. My fellow Americans, before this decade is out, we will have an army of skeletons on the moon. This flashed me back to the skeleton war on Tumblr. Thank you very much. Whoever just did that.
I have no idea what that is, and I feel like
You
I feel
didn't.
blessed.
I will. That was so funny. Everyone had like a murderous intent and sent skeletons with murderous intent to everyone. It was funny. It's exactly how it sounds like. It was. I do not want to say what year because then everyone will call me old.
I won't.
But you know.
I feel old. I remember the struggle of using a T9 keyboard, for fuck's sake, and I'm not even 20 yet.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel old.
yeah, I mean,
I will not contribute to the old talk. I will just remain silent.
I mean,
I've
give me a week and I'll be 20.
Okay,
No.
my fellow Americans, before this decade is out, we will have chemical weapons on the moon. I mean, they already do, kind of.
That is scarily
scarily-
possible.
Yeah. The
I
fact
mean-
that
we know there are Nazis on the moon, right?
I mean, we know the
Really?
Transformers are on the moon, right?
What on the moon?
The Transformers?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Transformers Dark of the Moon?
Oh right. Yeah.
You all,
Okay,
you all understood what I referenced to, right?
My fellow Americans.
I think so, yeah.
Before the
Oh yeah,
is
they
out.
did.
Excuse you, the president is talking. Anyways, my fellow Americans, before this decade is out, we will have deflowering the princess on the moon. I think the army of skeletons is much funnier.
Thank you.
That's
I
fair.
really like this too.
I guess the one funny thing, just before that occurred to me to get home, I was playing bowling. It was a very slippery floor, and I had very slippery shoes.
Oh god.
I could not keep my balance, and I had the most points on the lane I was playing. I was the only one who got over 200 points.
Oh wow.
And I slipped, and I actually fell on my butt at one point. And in that round, I managed to take out the one on the left. That was the only pin I got down. On the second one, my second attempt, I got the other pin furthest to the side down. So I just got 2 points, but it was hilarious.
You
I
got
slipped
the
too
best,
much.
You got
Yeah.
the most hilarious 2 points ever.
Yeah. And then me and a friend joked about me getting Juan. Instead of saying one, we said Juan. It was hilarious. No, chemical weapons on the moon best. I agree. Alright. With enough time and pressure. Yep.
Can I tell you something? I just found the English Rumpelstiltskin song. Am I allowed to sing it after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With enough time and pressure, Sororona Roronoa will turn into a fuck ton of almonds. With enough time and pressure, Canada America's hat will turn into all 4 prongs of an
Oh god!
echidna's penis, alright?
This is actual a fact. Echidnas do have more than one.
Oh god. With
Yes.
enough time and pressure, a fat bald man from the internet will turn into monster girls.
The last one is too good.
I agree.
YouTubers be like that.
It's too good.
It's just too good.
The reality of VTubers.
Well, isn't that a light novel concept? Isn't that the perfect light
Yeah.
novel concept?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
But I
I
guess
turn
my
into a
like
monster girl.
I'm sure there are
incarnate.
already 20 of those with that exact concept. expect
Not a
3
fat ball.
animes of those next year.
Not a fat bald guy turning into monster girls, plural.
Again, one that I don't understand, but I will read it out
What the
anyway.
fuck is the Wiggles?
I guess it's a band, probably.
Yeah, I
Never
think
heard
so.
of them, I don't care.
I've never heard of them either.
So, what broke up the original? You know, do you guys mind if I replace the name of the band?
I don't mind.
Sure.
Cool.
Just so it's something that we all know
Alright.
instead of a band we've never heard of. What broke up the original Beatles?
Okay.
I feel like this is probably the best option.
Yeah.
I mean, the middle one is just too realistic. Damn it, Arrow! You replied too late.
What broke up the original Beatles? A
That's
cop
what I
who
was
is also a
looking for,
dog?
comedic.
Or Cards Against Humanity? Or Doing It Up the Bomb? Jesus Christ. This is... I really don't want to pick this. I really don't. I have no choice.
Yay! You're not the point to me.
I can't
Yay.
not pick that.
I
I
love
have
it,
no
it's a
choice
not safe
here.
for work one.
Where
I
they
love
plot
it's a not safe for work one.
It pains me to pick it, but I can't.
the behind the scenes of the Beatles. Sex.
Hey, no.
Jeez.
After Hurricane Katrina, Sean Penn brought blank to the people of New Orleans.
Who's Sean P?
Sean Penn, I think
Oh,
he's a
Penn.
magician. A
What did
magician.
you call him, Brent?
Alright, there are what card?
Sean.
What card? What card do we use here? Okay, that's weird. That's go on.
I'm starting to
like-
run out of
Bean
good
instead
cards.
of pen.
I think I think it's part of the. Is he like of that Penn and Teller or?
Oh no.
No, wait,
He's an actor. Let me look up
Oh,
some
do we do this one?
No wait.
Do we do this card?
famous roles of his. He's more of like a serious actor.
Ah.
Very non-serious.
No, I mean he's not like not like a comedy guy or something. He's more of a dramatic actor.
Ah, okay.
Oh right. I saw name Penn and thought.
I mean, this does feel like a good card,
No.
but
I mean, that sounds like the name of a magician, so I don't blame you.
oh, it actually. This doesn't
He's,
make any
he's
sense.
also known to
Jesus
be like.
Christ.
Oh. Oh wow. After Hurricane Katrina, Sean Penn brought attitude to the people of New Orleans. Okay. After Hurricane Katrina, Sean Penn brought a subscription to Men's Fitness to the people of New Orleans. Okay.
Well, that helps.
Isn't he the one that always plays the guy who dies?
No, that's Sean Bean. It's a different actor.
Bean?
Yeah, Sean
Mr.
Bean.
Bean?
The really funny part about Sean Bean's name is that's both like his first name and surname are spelled the exact same, just with a different first letter. So you could very easily pronounce his name as Sean Bean or Sean Bond.
Sean Banan.
Haha.
Oh my god.
Swedish joke.
Sean Bond.
Yeah, exactly. Only the Swedes in chat understood that. Sean Banan.
Yes.
And after Hurricane Katrina, Sean Penn brought a bowl of mayonnaise and human teeth to the people of New Orleans.
Ew.
Mmm.
Mm.
Yum. At
Well,
least wasn't those like freaking like little
Yeah.
tumor thingies that can grow inside you that can grow teeth.
Yeah.
How much are teeth worth?
Oh, jeez.
Well, Sarah, what do you think about my name on there? In there. Oh, cool! Another point to me.
Let's go.
But for real though, how much
Wow.
do teeth cost in the black market?
I mean, that's a good question. One
Depends on
can
the
probably get
quality.
rich off them. None of them, yeah, I agree. Best them,
Sorry,
yep.
I took an Oreo. I had an Oreo in my mouth, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I think this summer's hot new anime will be blank. Give me something funny, or at least horny. Give my name in this game some meaning.
Arrow, do we do this? Do we choose this card? Do we choose
it.
this?
Do it.
I love how you talk to your chat like you're with your child. Like, do we choose this card to beat your mom?
Yes, we choose this card. Perfect, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I
Marable.
think this summer's hot new anime will be Buddy's detachable penis. Good for him. I think this summer's hot new anime will be sexy anime, but this is just every anime season. I think
Not
this-
every.
That's just facts. That's just facts.
I think this summer's hot new anime will be A Web of Lies. Now, that's politics. That's politics.
I mean, yeah.
You got it wrong. You got the
This
theme
summer's
wrong.
hot new. This summer's hot new politics will be a web of lies.
This summer's hot new politics.
Anime
No, that's just Sweden's
Hey,
politics in a nutshell, to be honest.
anime
Politics in
adaptation.
general will be like that.
Anime adaptation of that manga with politicians playing mahjong when. I'm not kidding. If you haven't heard of it, there legit is a manga with a whole bunch of politicians, both living and dead, playing mahjong.
Sounds cool.
Like-
Because of course, what else do they have to do?
And like one of the strongest players in the world is Adolf Hitler.
You gotta be kidding me! What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
That was a choice to be made.
By the
That was
way,
a choice.
he also has a so-called what was it? Super Aryan mode.
Oh my god.
What? Is it what I
that-
figured?
is
Is
that-
does he kind of turn Super Saiyan, or what the fuck is he doing?
I think we should
Basically.
move on before we get cancelled.
Yeah.
No, we've already been rolling around with that.
I mean, it's courtesy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Luckily, my stream is 18 plus.
I'm kind of thinking hard because Buggy's detachable penis reminds me of that one scene in Shape of Water where one of the women was talking with the protagonist and she was like, okay, so you made love with a fish, and how did you even do that? And protagonist, she's mute, so she used her hands and she kept her hands together, and she had like this little cocoon, and then she had this little cocoon open slightly and used one of her fingers to stick out and slowly come out of there. And meanwhile, her friend was going, uh-huh, uh-huh, the whole time. So,
Remind me to never watch The Shape of Water.
oh, it's wonderful. It's a good movie. Guillermo del Toro's. He was like, motherfuckers deserve some rights. And honestly, we do.
EA.
Of course, of
Hey,
course.
hey, hey, Shadow.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Marabou, lakrits, hallon och karamell.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's some good shit.
Yeah. And we got that translation redeem.
Oh, cool.
Who's
Wait.
bizarre?
Wait, hold on.
It's me.
Okay.
Sir, no, you learn to read, sir. No, that's not what the what the description of that redeem says. You're
Lol.
supposed to write something in English, and I translate it to Swedish.
Oh.
Translate it,
You
translate it into Japanese then.
What the fuck?
Ah, you can't.
Ah.
I want to see that now. I want to see that.
I can sing in Japanese, but I can't talk in Japanese.
That's
Oh,
お前は
basically
も
the
う
same.
死んでい
You
る。
can just sing the answer then.
あなたは飛行機です。I just said that you're an airplane.
Sir, no. Read the description of the redeem.
おまんこ。
Watashi wa
Why, Setteru? Why did you say that?
It's a redeem. It's called random Japanese. I just said the first thing that popped into my head in Japanese.
Oh God.
Hello,
And you
Mina.
should- and you chose
Mina,
to say-
this stream is kind of 18 plus, I think.
Yeah.
All mine are.
If you haven't put your stream on mature yet, it's good timing to do it now.
I have
I'm
a
trying to
Swedish
rank things-
curse redeem. Of course, I'm gonna have it on 18 plus.
I
I'm
always
trying
have
to
my
rein
streams
things
on 18.
in as much as I can, but I'm kind of powerless here.
Let yourself be free. Let all of it out.
All right,
Be like us. Join the cold.
time to read the read the black card. Doctor, you've gone too
Oh, yeah.
far. The human body wasn't meant to withstand that amount of blank. Oh, this is the perfect setup for a fucking hentai joke.
Yeah.
Really
Oh,
solve
God.
the demons inside. Indeed, no. Doctor, you've gone too far. The human body wasn't meant to withstand that amount of crumbs all over the goddamn carpet. Doctor, you've gone too far. The human body wasn't meant to withstand that amount of a gossamer stream of jizz that catches the light as it arcs through the morning air. Alright. Doctor, you've gone too far. The human body wasn't meant to withstand that amount of faith healing.
I feel like this is a reference to something that we've talked about. This is a reference.
No, faith healing is those wacky
Wait,
religious healers that like slap you on the
I mean,
forehead and tell
it's
you
between
you're
these
cured
two,
of
honestly.
cancer.
I know, but I have a feeling it's also it's a double. It's a double.
Yeah, it's definitely a double.
I think technically the stream isn't 18 plus because we're not actually showing anything. I think it's like 16 plus. So I mean,
We're
I
just
think you're
talking
fine.
shit.
Yeah,
I
think
mean,
you're fine. I think you're fine. Mina.
sorta,
Don't worry
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, but still, my stream is always on 18 plus. Yeah, the carpet wins.
Well, Leshni, just how you should be happy that I wasn't anywhere near the clip button, Ray.
Oh, if anyone is ever
there
watching
is-
my stream and finds something comedic, I say just clip it.
If
It'll always
there
end
was
up
an
funny.
option for head pats or for cuteness, Voleshny, I would pick it, but none of them. But you don't want to know the kinds of cards I have.
Oh, you'd love the cards I have.
Okay, so the Natural History Museum has just opened an interactive exhibit on blank. Let's see what you guys have.
I mean,
It's very similar to the first one actually, the very first
Yeah, it's
one.
very similar.
Yeah.
It's just that no specific location is mentioned.
this is the best option.
Well, it's the Natural History Museum. That is a specific location.
Is this the better option or is this the better option?
It was like Minnesota.
Too difficult to
there's a
choose
Natural History
between two
Museum,
cards.
like-
Damn it! Damn it! Why do I have to have two cards that are good for this? All right. We're going with this then, area.
Okay, so the
What
Natural.
the heck?
Jeez.
I feel away.
Jesus. The Natural History Museum has just opened an interactive exhibit on being a woman. Why is that in the History Museum? Why is it in the Natural History Museum?
Oh, so yeah, okay, yeah, I think so. Seems like it's okay.
The Natural History Museum has just opened an interactive exhibit on a clandestine butt scratch. Okay, a specific clandestine butt scratch.
Very specific.
Yeah, a specific secret butt scratch. Maliciously secret butt
Yeah,
scratch.
it does that.
The Natural History Museum has just opened an interactive exhibit on licking Ida's engines.
Oh god. Oh god.
That's a burnt tongue.
The fact that it's interactive just makes that so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Just standing
god.
there like, oh, are you having a good day? Are you having fun?
Okay. This is tough. This is tough.
Yeah,
This is not easy.
I still don't know what to think about being a woman.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that.
Yay!
Let's go.
It was you.
I would have chosen a different one, but I was stuck between choosing two, and Arrow here in chat said women moment. I was just, alright.
Valentian says, you guys are free from my clipping for now because I'm eating dinner.
Have fun eating. What are you eating?
Yeah, bon appetit. Or however that's pronounced. I spell it out, but I don't say it a lot.
Bone apple tea?
Bon apple teeth, yes.
I'm not sitting here eating marabou.
Yeah.
I don't understand why OLV cheese stools are so fucking addictive.
I totally get that.
I mean,
What? Major League Baseball has banned blank for giving players an unfair advantage.
Oh, jeez. Okay. This game just will not allow me to not pick horrible things.
Why am I not the one with horrible things?
Because my cards are useless
I'm
in
the
this
one
game.
whose brand is cursed. I am a curse.
I remember a few months ago when I was playing.
yeah,
Mono
that's
with
true.
friends.
Yeah, let's go. We're going with this. We're going with this. A
Yeah, but
very legal advantage, minus, according to
Uh,
chat.
as I was saying, I remember a few months ago when I was playing with playing Cards Against Humanity with some with Adrius among others, and Adrius didn't get any of those like cursed cards or whatever. He got like only like say so or whatever cards.
I remember once when I did a Cards Against Humanity stream, we had 2 times where a very racist card won.
Ooh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It's par for the course here, to be perfectly honest. Like, hopefully no one thinks that if something like that
These are
happens
not
here...
reviews.
Yeah. We disavow. We disavow.
Oh no. We're just this is just a comedic game where everything is a joke.
Yeah.
We just go for
yeah.
what is so cursed, it's comedic. That is what
Yeah,
wins.
The more
Yeah.
cursed it is, the more comedic it
Yeah.
becomes.
Like,
And that is
it
why they
funny.
won those 2 times, but it was just it was so racist, it was hilarious.
Just to clarify, it's funny because it's wrong, not
Yeah.
like...
I mean the name
As
of
long as you
this
acknowledge it being wrong, it's fine.
I mean the game itself is named Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
destroys
yeah.
your humanity from inside out.
I never had any. I want to
Hey,
eat
it's only
I want to
human,
eat
so what am
sodium
I going
chunks
to
down
say?
somebody's throat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from space, so I'm probably not human either.
I'm a crazy gamist. Let's just say I don't have the most most
What is that doing to
ethical.
me?
Sounds suspiciously
wishes.
human to me.
Well, not sure about that fully, but yeah. I haven't fully worked out lore yet.
Mm.
I've been too lazy.
Oh, I saw it. Oh, that was a good one, Valeshny.
Yeah. Lore moment.
And for everyone in chat and even also you guys that are here on stream, who I'm collabing with, remember there's a community challenge.
Oh,
Well,
what is the community challenge?
Right,
Wow.
that's true. There is a community challenge,
Yes.
and it's doubled in points just now, magically. From I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
it just doubled.
Yeah.
It just suddenly got more.
I see.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you materialized that.
Mm. Anyway, where were we? Major League Baseball has banned dick fingers for giving players an unfair advantage.
I think that would give a disadvantage.
Yeah. Major League Baseball has banned fear itself for giving players an unfair advantage. Okay. Major League Baseball has banned Asians who aren't good at math for giving players an unfair advantage. Oh no. How does that give them an unfair advantage?
Don't question it. Just
I don't
accept
think any
it.
of these give them an advantage.
Yeah. Thanks.
I mean, according to my chat, fear itself is an illegal advantage.
Is it?
I am the card czar, so I'm going
Oh.
to. What the fuck is this?
I have no idea what this is.
Ever heard of One Piece?
Come.
no idea.
It's what Luffy says like when he does some like move.
Oh yeah, when it does rubber stuff, or what?
Yeah, rubber.
Yeah.
Isn't gum like also the word for condom?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Defeated. Yeah. And then the more sure. Yes. So yeah, what does Luffy say after that? I've now watched One Piece in Japanese, so I honestly do not know.
I never
I've-
watched One Piece.
I watched like a few episodes and I was like, yeah, no, this isn't. For
I watched
me.
some funny scenes from it though.
I'm not
I'm
gonna-
just never gonna commit to it.
Yeah, same. I'm never gonna bother watching One Piece,
Like-
especially considering it's over 1,000 episodes long.
Yeah.
Like the funny thing is too that the fans are like, oh, you just have to stick around for a little bit. Like you just have to stick around for like 200 episodes and that's it. Then it gets really good. And I'm like, why wasn't it getting good after like 10?
Is this the
That's-
better
that's
option
Stick around for
here?
so long.
That actually, that sounds similar. Not quite as bad, but it sounds similar to when I try to get people into Star Trek. When I try to
Oh,
get them
Star Trek is
into-
so good though.
into the next generation. Yeah, it is. But if you want to get someone into the TNG,
TNG,
the
yeah.
next generation, yeah, it gets really good. Just you gotta stick through the first 2 seasons.
You just have to stick it out for the first 2 pivotal scenes.
Yeah, I'm not too interested in that, but Voyager. Ooh, yeah. Also, my first actual, like, in a way, introduction to Star Trek, more like watching a series, was Enterprise. I really like it.
Parents watch Star Trek New Generation, and sometimes I come in and they're like, "Sit with us," like a cult. They're like, "Just sit with us. It's fun." And sometimes I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm just like existing next to them, and that's all. That's all I need.
Yeah, let's go with this. I think that makes sense.
Okay. Going on, Chivari. Okay.
Oof.
Okay.
Light laughing.
Who's stifling their laughter? Who's stifling? Going on, Disco Fever. Okay. Going on, a nice piccolobotomy.
I mean, at least that's an attack. At least that's harmful.
That hurts.
Brilliant.
Oh, the last one does sound like an attack.
But I read out the last one, but because I wanted to do the Japanese, like I wanted to mimic that. I did. My mind didn't process that, and right after I said that, my mind processed it, and that's why I went, oh.
An ice piccolobotomy.
And the funniest thing is like that's just exaggerated Japanese to make it more sound better in, for example, anime. Normal Japanese is
Yeah.
just basically like you're speaking English with someone.
Yeah. I once watched a video of a English teacher in China, and he had like this one girl, and he explained to her how to sound more fluid in English, and he had her read out a sentence, and she did, and he said, "Yeah, you sound too much like a drum. You're going dum 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 dum," like and he actually told her which which letters to for
Pronounce?
example,
Or-
no, not pronounce, but like leave out to better pronounce it, to
Ah,
make it
yeah,
more clean, and that
Oh, yeah.
really worked.
Yeah, it makes
So,
sense.
yeah, so you just have to find the hacks for your own language comprehension in your native language, and then see how it's like in English.
I got better. I learned that in English before I learned it in Swedish because of Smosh. I taught myself English through Smosh, Skydoes Minecraft, and a few other YouTubers. I got bored of watching Swedish YouTubers back when YouTube started.
Oh, I can understand that.
Oh,
And school didn't teach me shit. Thanks, Swedish
Oh,
school. YouTube taught me English better than school.
Yeah.
Most people, the funny thing is that in my school career, that's okay, I never was like good in school.
I wasn't the best in school either.
My school life, you could say,
Yeah.
like middle school and high school, I was, the first 3 years in middle school, you have normal English with the whole class, and after that, like, the moment you hit 8th class, you are separated into, advanced class, and the other is simple class. And the simple class, they go over the basics and try to advance to the higher class. And it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. And the thing is that in advanced class, most of the time when I ask someone how they got better at English, and it's also my experience, they said, "Oh, I watched a series and they didn't have it in German dubs anymore, or it's German subs, so I had to watch it in English." And yeah, that's how I taught myself English.
That's fair. Like,
Oh,
I
wow.
remember... Yeah, you
This
can
is how I
speak to
taught
me.
myself English too.
I remember back in when I was in like 7th grade. That's when it started for me. Like the English book, I was just like, "This is too simple." So I just skipped most of it and just went back and read the small little things they had about grammar, because that was more interesting than learning more basic words and sentence structure. I was just like, "Wait, grammar shit? All right, this is more interesting." But for the most part, I just wanted to sleep through that because I was too good already. And then it got more comedic because in 8th grade, I started being the annoying student who wanted the more advanced English. Sadly, I never got it. In 9th grade, I was very outspoken about me wanting the gymnasium English, but I was in 9th grade. They never wanted to give me. I just never got it. Then when I actually got to
Oh,
gymnasiet,
man.
I actually started learning English again. Because I learned how to write longer texts. And a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
And I've actually got to read an interesting book.
Wow.
You know the Fault in Our Stars?
No,
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
I don't know, but
Very
I've
good
heard
book.
A lot of really good things about it.
The book is good. Movie? Meh.
it's usually like that.
Yeah, the book was just so
No
much better,
surprise.
and I got a different picture about some of the characters, and the movie just like, fuck you. I was just so
Like,
sad
canon
about
doesn't
it.
exist now. We are the canon now.
Yeah, it's like, ah. The actors were good, but like, they didn't fit the image I got in. So sad. But like,
Yeah, okay.
and before this, just quickly, like when I was in 8th and 9th grade, I had a girl in my class. She's a Swedish teenager, and she just does not know English.
How the fuck?
I don't understand. This was like 4 or 5 years ago.
What the fuck?
Yeah. How do you not know English? And she was just like, I
just
don't
know.
understand. That's like the only thing she could say in English. And our English teacher was just very passionate about the language. And she was like, they're the English class, we speak English. And she's just sitting there speaking Swedish and going, oh, I don't want to learn.
I don't want to.
And goes like, I don't understand. The teacher is sitting down right next to her and going like, well, I'll teach you. And does it very simple. And she's just like, I don't
She's like, no.
understand. And she was sitting there chatting across the room with another girl in my class for like all the lessons. I was sitting there with headphones on trying to study. I was actually trying to do schoolwork. And I just casually asked them if they can not speak during the lesson because I actually want to study. And I just get the stupid responses of, shut up, you don't hear anything because you have music on, or just increase the volume. I'm just like, bitch, please. I have so high volume on that if I increase it more, I'm gonna get a headache.
Your ears are going to burst. You're going to become deaf. That's what is going to happen.
Yeah. That's how high my volume was, and I heard them more than the music.
Oh wow.
Like, Jesus, why can you just not go
And the
more
teachers
silent?
told them. 5 minutes later, they started again, like... I really wanted to put duct tape over their mouths, just so I could actually sit and study. I was actually trying. I had fun with chemistry there. That was easy, but fun.
This is
Understandable.
just nostalgia. This is just a nostalgia hour for high school and stuff.
And if I just throw in a quick passes here about the English in school, when I was in about like 5th grade, there was talks of the upcoming school trip in 6th grade or 6th year to England
Oh.
Nope.
with the entire class. It was completely voluntary, of course. And my parents didn't want to send me on that trip.
That's so cool.
So as I said, my parents didn't want to send me on that trip. I didn't care about going. My teacher, however, was very like, oh, but he should go. Like, of course he should. Everyone else is going, and like it's good for learning English and all. And then we had this like, and then later we had like this, you know how you like, I don't really know what it's called in English. But,
Say it in Swedish, I might know it.
Utvecklingssamtal.
Oh, like, what would you call it? Like, maybe like It's like a It's like where you have a conversation with the teacher, parents, you student about how the studies are going,
PTA.
how it's going with the studies and stuff, so on.
Oh, you mean like a teacher parent meeting?
Sorta, but you're also there.
Yeah.
It's not just the teachers and you, teachers and your parents. You're also there.
The kid,
Yeah.
kid, parent, and teacher.
Yeah.
But
I don't mean to disturb the podcast, but there is a game going on,
Yeah.
and also I had an internet hiccup, and I'm
Oh, no.
now out of the game.
Yeah, but
I think you
But
can
anyway,
rejoin the game though.
yeah.
I'm
But
not
at
sure.
the-
Try.
I'm not sure I can.
Try.
Oh. But anyhow, it's gonna be quickly over this, and
Yeah.
so in that meeting, my teacher told my parents that my English is on equivalent to an 8th graders. He said that in 5th grade, and then my parents were like, then my parents were like, then he doesn't need, then why, then he
Then why does he
don't
need to go?
Yeah, exactly, basically.
I never had
yeah.
any stuff like this.
yeah.
When I had those meetings, it was usually my mom, my dad, and me, and the teacher was like, it was my homeroom teacher, and she was like, she always started with the nice things first. So, and then she was like, one nice thing, one bad thing, one nice thing, one bad thing. Except if you have all bads, then yeah, or if you have all nice, then it's then it's different. But with me, I had two shit lessons. Like I was really bad at chemistry, and I was really bad at math. So
Oh,
so yeah,
what
and
is
it's
this?
always like it's always like, oh yeah, Ren, she's really good at English. Like even her teacher is giving high praises of how her language structure and all is very eloquent and stuff. And then I'm like, I'm feeling so special now. And then she goes, on math, however.
Yeah. Also,
that's
we're playing cards, but it sort of ended up in a bit of a break. Talking about
Yeah,
school.
we have break time.
I have a short story about school, like too short.
If
One, I
you
had.
want to talk about school too,
Yeah.
Ray, then please pop off later.
This
That's
is
fine,
super
fine.
short. Like at my school, I went to specialized school, so I got extra help and stuff because living with Asperger's and ADHD does not make school life easy. So I had a real shit day. I just go in there, and I just sit outside of my classroom in the little break room, watching YouTube the entire day. The teachers just come by asking me, "Do you want to study?" I'm just like, "Nope." They're just like, "All right, I would good." So I sat there throughout an entire school day just watching YouTube. And we had an incident with like a kid who was in a neighbor class to mine, walking by me and my classmate in the cantina. Just saying to my classmate, "You're ashamed because they were trans. They're trans."
Oh.
This classmate of mine is so cool. He's just sitting there so chill, just laughing it off. He does not take it seriously at all. Not even insulted by it. Our teacher comes, sits down. We just casually mentioned this to our teacher. She just imagine like a anime teacher getting so pissed they're just like fuming up from the chair. That is how she went up from the chair, chased that guy, and gave him the words like out yelling right outside of the canteen. Not giving a fuck about the other students being able to hear what she's saying.
Oh no.
She got furious about this person being transphobic.
Ooh.
That's how you're a good teacher.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah?
I mean, she has a way of dealing with the transphobes, I guess.
No, the school is like anti-bullying at all. Like, tiniest, minor, most not bad form of bullying that exists. The school is like, this shit not acceptable.
You dare bully the Lord, the Lord of the house of the Lord.
Yeah.
Shit.
That was a fun
Whale
school though.
joke.
Alright, we should probably continue.
Yeah.
Uh,
Who's bizarre?
it's me. If you can't be with the one you love, love blank. Where's the hentai references?
Like, why did it take why did it take me a while to realize your name there, Helix? I mean, I've seen it for a while, but it took me like, I don't know, it wasn't until like an hour in or so, maybe 45 minutes, I guess, in that I realized, oh hey,
Spiral King.
That's just the Ray Helix part. That's just Ray Helix. But
I want to read it as Spiral King from Gurren Lagann. You know the Spiral King? Was that what you were going for?
No. It's so Ray Helix is like Ray is Spanish for king. Mexican, Jesus Christ. Spanish for king. It's a kind of common like title for luchadors, for Mexican wrestlers. And Helix is just a name, but it's also kind of the shape of a spiral. So King Spiral.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
That's actually smart.
I studied Japanese the last 3 years of school I went in, so I had fun. Alright, if you can't be with the one you love, love a shark. If you can't be with the one you love all the dudes I've fucked. I have to go with that one.
Do you though?
Yes!
Do you not want to go to Gargura?
Yeah,
no.
Say so.
And Cerna says, I think they are at the end of the game. Nope, I set the points. I set the points required to win to 12.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not reaching that after losing all my points.
Who knows? Maybe you are.
I doubt it. Okay.
Oh, you're sorry.
Blank and blank. I ship it.
I suppose this is
You can
different.
Google what one of the things means.
Thanks for the stretch, Cerno.
Wait, is it... I'd combo this with this.
I don't have anything good! What the fuck?
I just wished I had. I just wish I had something that was super funnier.
Do we do this and this, maybe? I honestly don't know what to combo here.
I do not know what my combo is.
Ironically, I have some very, very good combos that I can't use because
Let's go with that.
Sorry.
Mine is not good, but
Shit.
yeah.
Consultants and drinking alone. I ship it. Okay.
Logical.
Yeah. Americanization, barely making 25,000 a year.
That's just
to
a
be
truth
fair,
bomb.
To be on, like, I don't know how it is in you guys' countries, but 25,000 a year is a lot of money here. So it's not quite the joke it's supposed to be.
That's roughly 250k here, right? Shadow?
A bit less because the dollar is like
Yeah, but roughly.
Like 20k,
yeah, more
20k euros or something.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but
good at
like
math, so I will not even try.
making 250k a year, that's quite a bit actually. That's not quite a that is quite
Did
a
you
decent.
just say 250?
Swedish.
250,000 Swedish
Yep.
crowns.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I was for a minute confused. I was like, what?
No, 250k is what I
I
said.
mean, that's about 20,000
A month?
Swedish crowns a month.
Yeah.
A bit more. It's,
More or less.
And
And I mean,
final one.
20k a month here is pretty damn good, I'd say.
yeah, as long as you don't live in a place with like expensive rent.
Like
or-
fucking motherfucking
Like,
Stockholm.
usually everywhere.
No, specifically motherfucking Stockholm.
Yeah.
I hate
there's
it
a
here.
reason Why Stockholm Syndrome is called like that.
I hate it here.
That is not the reason, Rin.
I know the reason. I know the reason. Don't worry. I know history class.
I can just say that I hate it here in Stockholm. Everything is too expensive. Even fucking public transport is too expensive.
I tickled your That tickled Ray's fancy. That tickled Ray's fancy.
Okay, so the last one, filling my son with spaghetti and a zesty breakfast burrito. I ship it.
Wait, filling?
Is he going
Yeah,
to
Phil?
be cooked?
Finally, you got it.
What? Filling, yes, but
Is he going
what?
to be cooked like a turkey?
I've been
Is
sitting
that
and
the
looking
charity
at that
stream
card for a
channel?
long time.
Not
Just
sure.
filling my son for the oven.
Well, I'm gonna pretend that 25,000 a year is not a lot of money.
We're going to pretend. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying I have shit cards.
I mean, I think in the US it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
not
Yeah.
like extreme. I mean, it's probably livable if you live in the right place, but
Here in Sweden, it's
Yeah.
definitely livable if you live in the correct place.
then again, healthcare in the US is expensive, so 25,000 a year is
Yeah, luckily it's not
Maybe
that
too
expensive
low.
here.
exactly because our healthcare is like very tax funded.
Yeah, but it's still shit. And a bit too expensive.
Due to a PR fiasco, Walmart no longer offers blank.
What doesn't it offer anymore?
Sarna says, I think I'm watching some kind of charity stream. Where does all moolah go to, guys? Ah,
Chat, do we play this card? Do we do this?
I have no idea what card that is, but absolutely, but you definitely should.
I'm just gonna wait and see
Stirring up.
if chat wants to respond. Because this can go horrendously wrong. Potentially.
Listen, we already had the disclaimer that we disavow, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Alright, yeah. We're playing it.
I had a similar
Oh,
one
God.
that I considered.
Oh no. Dude,
Good lord. I thought, oh god.
I
This is
considered a
like
very.
from worse, from bad to worse to worse. This is what it feels like.
due to PR fiasco, Walmart no longer offers an AK-47.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Yes, one.
So fun.
Due to PR fiasco, Walmart no longer offers black people. Oh no.
Oh god.
How to
Dude,
get cancelled.
Due to PR fiasco, Walmart no longer offers emotions. Ah,
The last one is so relatable, though. The last one
Everyone
is so
is
relatable.
everyone is emotional.
The fun thing is that that apparently one of the American brands for like supermarkets tried to branch out into Germany, and the thing is, I don't know if it was Walmart, but I know that it was one of them. And the thing is that they have this policy of having to smile and like these crazy rituals. The thing is, they had like this testing phase where they actually built a thing and had people go in there, and people hated it so much. Like, people complained about the cashiers and all the other employees just smiling at them for no reason whatsoever, and and not looking grumpy or anything. They were like, yeah, we don't like this. And that's why, and there are many more big reasons, but I just think it's funny that people were like smiling and having to be as polite as possible out of fear of the great Mart. But and then people were like, yeah, no, fuck this. We go to Lidl.
Yeah, so, sounds like they no longer offered emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the last one be like, yeah, dear customers, we're sorry, but from now on, Our employees will greet you with apathy.
Dear,
You gotta be honest, you know.
dear customers,
Lil,
from
they're
now
like-
on,
yeah.
from now on,
and Lil,
there shall no longer be a. Our employers shall offer you death.
yes.
Just greeting you with death. Oh.
Why do I get this card? I have so many nice combos to make.
Oh, I think we were
I'm
too.
so confusing.
Were we too late with choosing a card there to win or no?
I'm going to read it out.
Oh my god.
During sex, I like to think about. Wait, I want to do it in a Valley Girl accent. I want to do it in a Valley Girl thing.
Go for it.
During sex, I like to think about like blank. Okay, go off.
I have such horrible,
Oh, the card I had
horrible-
last time.
horrible
That
options.
would have been so much better here, to be honest.
Also, actually, I want to point out Shukart's comment about the previous cards. A corporation would call a civil war a PR fiasco.
I mean, question is, do I play this card? Do
Oh
I
my
play
God,
this?
Pretty much any card I pick here will be horrible. I'm out of options.
Wait, can I say a funny thing?
Yeah.
Like I just remembered, my mom, my mom and my dad, they live close to a Lidl and another corporate mart, Rewe, but I think no one really knows what it is, so I will not talk about it anymore. And they're right next to each other, which is nice. And my mom, she goes to the Lidl, and every time there's one employee she really likes her because he's like really nice and always polite, but it's not in a fake sense like you know he will get fired if he's just neutral. Like no, every employee is neutral there, but she likes him because he's like really nice, and she's like, oh, I like. I talked with her and she was like, ah, I hope I can see him soon. I'm like, who? The employee at Lidl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, and I also sometimes came along, and yeah, he's a really nice guy. He has a very polite smile.
Nice. Very nice.
Like, during sex, I like to think about accidentally volunteering for Dr. Stein's experiments. Becky, that's so insane! During sex, I like to think about an ass, a disaster. Remember Jordan?
I am so scared. I'm so scared to ask what Jordan experienced.
Oh, maybe he was one of those guys that don't have an ass. That's why it's an ass disaster.
Also, oh my god, there's this one thing with, I'm sorry for saying this, but there's this one thing with yaoi fiction where they don't use lubrication, and one gay guy, he made a whole video about it, and he was like, no, you have to use lubrication, otherwise you will be bloody and shit stained. So yeah, and it isn't just with men. You also have to do it with women. So every person who's like, oh, it wouldn't work on a woman. It would. It needs to happen with a woman too. The biology is the same in that direction.
Biology is just a bitch.
I regret every decision I've ever made.
I see.
Every decision you've made has brought you here.
Yes, that's why I regret all of them.
So yeah, this is fun facts with Fryn. If you want more, this is my page for you.
Thank you for coming to Rinse That Talk.
Back to the game.
Yes.
Yeah, please. I'm very.
Oh no!
We
Oh
found
god!
something that James wouldn't clip. I can't believe it. We actually found something that James will not clip.
Oh hello, James.
Yes, hello, James.
Alright, who wins this round?
I share your. I share your pain. No, actually, I experienced the pain much more severely because I'm actually in the game.
You can't be
Sorry,
say so and play Cards Against Humanity. That just
You
doesn't
can.
work.
It's not like this is what it turned out to. I'm sorry. But I will make it worse with my Valley Girl accent.
No, that'll only make it better.
Surely.
Read.
Read it.
Stop laughing. Like, during sex, I like to think about a tiny horse. Like, remember when I was 5 years old and wanted a tiny little horse? Remember that, Becky? I do not want any context of a tiny horse. I do not want any context of a tiny horse. Why are you thinking about a tiny horse during sex? Do you want the tiny horse? Do you want the tiny horse?
Childhood memories.
Becky, I was so traumatized that my daddy didn't give me a tiny horse for my 5th birthday.
Well, what did he give?
We don't go in there. It's hentai stuff. I wonder who wins though.
He gave me a Malibu Barbie instead of a tiny horse. Like, Becky, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, Becky? A Malibu Barbie isn't even close to a tiny horse. Like, is he like stupid? So anyways, poor John.
Oh my god, chat's going off. Sarah, no, always saying this.
No, I'm just gonna go open a window. My room is a sauna again.
Sir, no.
Alright, I'm back. This is what I do with my room. It's either a sauna or it's a fucking freezer. There is no in between.
Gets chatted with Cerno.
Alright.
Who's the cards are?
It's
I
a
must
me.
just
It's a me, Mario.
already better than Chris Pratt.
The official cause of All Might's death was ruled blank.
I don't know.
I think there should be a space between the ruled and the blank. Also, I just gotta say a quick thing. If you think what's going on in this game is bad, imagine this but me and a friend. Just communicating with each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last card.
The official cause of All Might's death was ruled Light Yagami. Alright. That's fair.
Why would he do that? Like Yagami isn't like that. Like he only did criminals at first.
Until he got the god complex.
Yeah, and then he got personal.
Yeah. The official cause of All Might's death was ruled doing it in the butt. The official cause of All Might's death was ruled an endless stream of diarrhea.
Grand Slam has gotten a new meaning.
I mean, All Might is pretty scrawny, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
You
but
just hit a bone.
but this is more comedic.
Like I would like to think. What if he just turns for a duration buff so it doesn't hit a bone because he's so scrawny?
That's fair, that's fair.
And then like it'd be like, yeah, All Might died because he had beep with someone.
Okay, next. What gets better with age?
I mean...
I'm very afraid. I am very afraid.
I mean, this...
I wasn't good.
yeah, that's
I
a
am
little bit of a
scared.
weird one, but sure, and... yeah, this is just a... This is definitely not...
I'm sorry for this.
I don't really mean this. The middle one is so epic.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god.
I love the middle one.
Okay, what gets better with age? Your dad's skeleton in a present. Okay.
Alright.
Daddy issues be like that.
What gets better with age? A big black dick.
But, is it black or did somebody paint it black?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Is it black because it was painted or it was
There's
that
a
like that?
lot.
Does it really?
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, if it's black, then you know, like, it's just colored black. But if it's, like, racially black, then this person has a kink.
Mm-hmm. Like, is it black because the person just chose to specifically make it black?
I am in
Or
physical
genetics.
pain right now.
Like,
Hello,
is it a
Yen.
choice or is it genetics?
We're just
Hello,
bullying you
Yen.
at this point.
I hope
Hi,
you
Yen.
enjoy my suffering.
That was silent.
So
Just
Kaiba.
sidelines.
What?
James,
What
but-
gets? Yeah, go, go.
James said, "I can't clip this channel, so y'all are." That comment there that reminded me. Oh yeah, I made it so only. I made it so like no one could clip when I had my karaoke stream, and then I didn't change that back.
Oh!
Oh, people can still clip on my channel.
But now I've changed that though, so any stream going forward, you will be able to clip. And hi Yen.
Oh, well, that PNG I have is old.
Okay, and the last option. What gets better with age? Bisexuality.
Hi. Me.
I'm not sure how that changes with age.
Oh, it changes. It's eye-opening.
I mean, okay, I have no experience in that field, so I will take your I will take your word for that. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't make sense that
Listen,
it
I am
gets better with age. Because you gain more experience.
I am desperately trying to find a reason to not select the middle one. I'm looking so hard for a reason not to select the middle one.
It's obviously the best one.
But I just don't see a reason not to select the middle one, and it hurts me so much.
Become unsafe.
One of us. One of us.
Oh,
one
God.
of us.
Amogus. Amogus. Amogus.
No. The funniest joke with the one of us thing I said. Whenever we are going to play League in the StreetTubers Discord server, we just sit there chanting to get like a 4th or 5th member in. We just sit there chanting one of us. It's hilarious.
One of us. One of us.
Uh-huh.
One of us. One of us. Someone gets it.
Sorry, no. Jen is
Oh my God.
in a different part of the world than you and I. Jen is in
Australia.
the land down under.
Yen?
Yeah,
Like Y-E-N?
Yes, Yen in Zero's chat.
Because I know there is a Japanese currency named yen. Like spelled Y-E-N. That is a
Yeah,
Japanese
but-
currency.
Yeah, but yen is more valuable than a single yen.
What are you even saying? This
I don't
doesn't even make any grammatical sense at this point.
Also, fun fact: the yen in Japanese is just N.
Oh yeah, it's pronounced N. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's written
also-
yen.
No, it's written N.
Yeah.
Depends on if you write it
Either way,
with hiragana or katakana or not.
You guys can literally tell me bullshit, and I would believe that because I do not have any knowledge in that.
Like
sense.
if you spell it with hiragana, you will spell it yen. The kanji is read N.
Are you
But
sure?
yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I studied Japanese for 3 years.
I believe you both. I believe you both.
Okay,
I have
yeah,
never
no, I-
studied Japanese.
At least that's what I was taught by my Japanese teacher, and she is from Japan, so I think I can say she was trustworthy.
I mean, yeah, if not her, then who?
Yeah. Good morning, Yen.
Morning, Yen, baby, my darling, my wifey.
But speaking of yens, the currency, have you seen that video with someone called Asagiri Jason, where he like that why Japanese people?
No.
He writes
No?
like kanji on. He begins the whole thing with like writing 1, 2, 3 in kanji and was like, ah, pattern. And then he got to 4 and like, oh my god, no. But then later on he got to yen, and he was like, but at first he said marui en. So, and marui is round. And he pointed out that, I mean, the kanji for both are the same. But he pointed out that the kanji for round is a square. Or is kind of square shaped.
It is kind of comedic, yeah. Also, I do really like the kanji for 4. I like writing it. It's easy. It's easy to write and it's just nice. But it's not as good as the... I mean,
it's a window.
Yeah, sorta. Sorta.
It's very fun. It's a very fun shape.
It's a very nice kanji to write because it's so easy to remember how to write it.
And we miss you again.
And even better for me, I really like the kanji for nani. I love that kanji.
I love the kanjis for menacing and JoJo. That's it.
I think
have
that
nothing to add to the conversation.
I mean, some of the things they write in JoJo is actually katakana.
You mean this, Rin?
Alright, let's see. I honestly don't have any good ones.
Yes, I mean that.
I'm just gonna throw shit out.
Me too.
Alright, Shadow.
Read out.
Yeah.
Read, my beauty, read.
Why am I sticky? Domino's TM. No, I'm not gonna say that. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. Domino's, Oreo, dessert, pizza.
Contact, I'm eating an Oreo.
I mean...
No, fair.
What? Why am I sticky? Dave Matthews Band. Why am I sticky? Like Yagami's ego.
I mean, it is a big ego.
Is it sticky though?
True. That's a good question.
Yagami is a stinky.
Yeah, I'd rather go with something. I'd rather go with. Yeah.
That one does make sense.
That's the only one that actually made some kind of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it's a pizza.
If I hadn't lost my 5 points, we'd be tied now.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. Okay. The class field trip was completely ruined by blank.
Kiko, hello, Kiko.
I had to pick this card.
Oh god.
There was only one good option.
By the way, everyone, if you haven't, please check out Kiko.
Oh, isn't Kiko also a Vocaloid song producer?
I don't know, maybe.
I
I mean,
don't know what to say. They're the same person.
Not this Kiko, as far as I know, but.
Well, I can't wait till I can buy a new mic and actually get a decent mic. Like, I'm gonna go full out and get a XLR mic.
Why did that not work?
Good
Yeah,
question.
It is one, but written differently.
Yeah. All right. Computer. I don't know. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. There is there. When Wednesday wrote it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I love the last card.
Okay. The class field trip was completely ruined by the obligatory pervert character.
I mean, it makes sense.
We all know. We all have a picture in mind who it is.
Mineta?
We all have a picture.
Mineta?
Mineta, that one guy from One Piece with the curly eyebrows and the smoke.
Oh no, I'm picturing the guy from Boku no Hero. With the purple balls for hair.
Oh
Mineta?
yeah.
Isn't that his name Mineta?
Purple balls for hair.
I mean, purple
Is it
sticky
mi-
balls
minotaur?
for
Yes,
hair.
purple balls.
I mean, it's purple sticky balls. That's what his hair is. It's canon.
He knew what they were doing. The class field trip was completely ruined by a sexy saxophone solo.
There is no sexy in that, Rin.
I added it because I want to. A saxophone solo is always sexy. It's the rule of the world.
Yeah, the name of the guy from Boku no Hero is Minoru Minata.
Mineta, yeah.
Minoru Minata.
Minata or Mineta?
Mineta.
Yeah,
Mineta.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mineta.
James said grape rush ick. Let's see.
The class field trip was completely ruined by a sassy black woman.
I mean, that's just a stereotype that's true.
That's oh god.
In a way. Like, I love that
God.
stereotype in series sometimes because it's they just do them so comedically sometimes. Like Family Guy.
And you don't want to get killed, so
Yay! But also, like, the class field trip being completely ruined by a saxophone solo. Epic sax guy.
Oh no.
oh no.
And the Academy Award for blank goes to blank.
Let's see. Kiko says I'm gonna begging though, but wanted to stop by to say hi real quick. Love you and hope you guys have a fun and amazing stream. Thank you, Kiko. And of course, as you know, I appreciate you very much.
I mean, it's
You're a great
definitely been
friend.
fun so far.
Oh, yes.
Now Sir James is able to clip.
Yes. And he clipped. The clip he did is called saxophone lore. My God. Oh, Ah. Okay.
Ooh.
Ah.
Someone was done fast with the combination cards.
I already have something in mind. I have something in mind. But I don't know if it will hit the funny bone, so let's
I mean, you never know.
Yes.
I mean, literally, me and a friend can just sit and joke and say extremely rude things to each other, and we're just laughing it off.
Oh yeah, that's the pinnacle of friendship, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle of bros.
Oj jäklar!
Yeah, thanks for the follow, Yandere. Alright. And the Academy Award for fainting in front of your favorite voice actor goes to Icy Thought. Okay.
Is that like a rapper name?
I think it's a reference to that. I don't know.
I mean, it's from the anime from the anime deck, so...
I don't know that anime. But alright. And the Academy Award for a sad hand job goes to Academy Award winner Meryl Streep. That is amazing. And the Academy Award for being white goes to African children.
Oh god.
Oh my God.
Oof.
I have to pick the last one.
Shit.
Yeah, I think...
Go!
I mean,
At least
South
I know
African
it was
children
funny
could be
bone.
white.
At least I know it hit the funny bone because I was like, no, it's that hand job. Oh.
I mean, it was fitting with the Academy Award winner.
Yeah, I was like, it was so specific. I was like, okay, I'm going to put her here. I don't care who or what she did before. I'm just going to put her here.
I mean, it was funny.
I think I managed to find who Icy thought is.
Oh.
What is it?
Todoroki Shoto.
Ah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Icy Hot. Is,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it. Yeah,
I
I
see
got the fun.
hot. I see
yeah, yeah. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense.
I literally searched that on Google, Icy thought anime, and
I just searched. No. I just searched Icy Hot, and what popped up was they asked if I meant Icy space hot, and what just popped up was pictures of Todoroki.
exactly.
I didn't even add the
Very
anime
good
part after. I just wrote specifically Icy Hot.
There's even a result from Wattpad.
So, the next card.
Yes.
Rumor has it that Vladimir Putin's favorite dish is blank stuffed with blank.
No.
Oh, I just spent one of the best ones for this. Damn it. You know, filling my son with spaghetti?
Mm-hmm.
Would have been perfect there.
So it would be my favorite. His favorite dish is my son stuffed with my son stuffed with spaghetti. Stuffed with spaghetti.
No, with the burrito. That combo would have been so good here.
All right.
Oh.
Don't have any good cards.
Wait a minute. You with you. I hope this makes people laugh.
Oh. Well, I guess this best combination.
Okay. So, rumor has it that Vladimir Putin's favorite dish is douchebags on their iPods stuffed with a windmill full of corpses. Jesus, that is
Jeez.
bleak. That is bleak.
Sheesh.
Okay, rumor has it that Vladimir Putin's favorite dish is a Chinese tourist who wants something very badly but cannot communicate it, stuffed with a PowerPoint presentation.
That's actually good.
Oh, that's actually really
Mine
good,
was
yeah.
not good, but this is good.
Rumor has it that Vladimir Putin's favorite dish is druids stuffed with bling. Okay.
We're just SoundCloud rappers.
That's good. That's good. But I gotta go with the Chinese tourist.
Yeah, that was the best one.
PowerPoint presentation.
Mine was the
Really
first
good.
one, the douchebags on their
Oh, God.
iPhones. It was the best I
Oh.
could do.
Blank, kid tested, mother approved.
God. Oh god.
Yeah, let's just go with that. It's a reference.
Oh no, I just realized. How would it. If. Oh my god, the Edward card with this, how would that go?
Oh no!
I
No,
didn't know.
PTSD. That's fucking PTSD.
Twilight, leave us realm. We do not want your cursed existence here anymore. Just be
Ugh.
just
I'm
be
getting
nostalgic
shivers
with
just
this.
thinking about that scene in FMA.
I see, Helix, that you haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist.
Watch
Nope.
it. It's so good.
Not yet. It's been on my list for years.
I recommend-
I haven't gotten around to it.
Helix, I recommend watching FMA, the first one, before watching Brotherhood.
I've
Because
also
you will
watched
get a better
FMA, so-
context of the first 14 episodes of Brotherhood if you watch the first one first. Because they
I
just
heard
rushed the
that-
14 first episodes in Brotherhood because they wanted to get to the new stuff. So a lot of stuff is actually missed that was in the original.
I've heard that the reason I haven't watched FMA yet is because there's a lot of episodes. So I don't know if adding more episodes will get me to watch it.
I mean, I prefer the original adaptation over Brotherhood.
Yeah, I've
Generally
heard that.
lazy. That's
I've
my
heard
only
that as
problem.
well.
Like, it's not that long. The original one is like 50, 60 episodes. Brotherhood is
Yeah,
like
that's-
70, I believe.
That's,
You're
51.
saying that as if it's just like a free hour watch, but it isn't.
yeah.
51 episodes.
Yeah, Brotherhood is like, what is like,
That is-
60, 70? Somewhere around there? I know it's between there.
64.
I know
Yeah.
I'll probably really enjoy it. The problem is that for the time that I will spend watching it, I can watch like 13 episodes.
I'm gonna say though, FMA is worth watching. It is so
I
worth
do know
watching.
that. I do know that it's worth watching. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
why my body can't bring itself to go over to any streaming site and just click on it.
I've really
fair.
had Star Trek on the brain recently because YouTube started recommending to me Star Trek stuff for some reason.
I want to play more
So
Star
I-
Trek Online, but the game's a little bit glitched for me, so it's just annoying to play it. Because certain menu things don't work properly.
Nah.
I'm kind of a buzzkill purist when it comes to Star Trek, so I'm not really a big fan of all the stuff in online, and especially not the new shows. Oh my god, that's it. I'm not gonna start on that.
Yep. Alright, who wins this? We should probably continue before they just
yes.
Yeah,
switch
let's go, let's go.
points.
Cockfights. Kid tested, mother approved.
But what
Booby
type of
trap.
cocks? Is it cock as in the animal?
Yes.
I think it's
yes,
the animal.
Yes, it is. It is.
Is it?
Or is it
lord?
the Swedish word even though it's misspelled? Like chef?
Cockfight.
Cock.
Cockney.
Booby trapping the house to foil burglars. Kid tested, mother approved. That's
actually
Kevin
very
Alone Home. Kevin
I
Alone
said
Home.
my card was a reference.
Yeah, that's actually very good.
And actually taking candy from a baby. Kid tested, mother approved.
I love that. I love that last one. Hey, we're actually
All
even
these
on
are
points.
pretty
Nice.
Thank you. I'm the card star.
Yes.
Oh, I have a feeling this is like one of those anime boys who's like really snarky and like 12 years old and you want to kick him in the face. Ha! Betcha! Can't have just one! And fill out the blank.
I love how I
Or
just
what?
insta-locked
Can't
my
have
card.
just one.
I just love how I insta-locked mine. I didn't need to read all my cards. I knew which one. Twitter's gonna love this word as well.
Okay.
No, not joking. Twitter's gonna love it.
We're just going to approve everything we're ever going to do
Oh yeah.
after that.
Oh yeah.
It's going to make us. It's going to give us e-money. So that we can have e-stonks.
Now that would be the day.
And salty surprise! Betcha can't have just one!
True.
And shrimp! Betcha can't have just one!
I said Twitter's gonna love my word.
Embryonic stem cells! Betcha can't have just one!
Oh yeah, right. That now that you said it, yeah, Voice is kinda not happy with that word, is it?
That's why I'm going to choose it, and I have chosen it. Thank you.
Yay.
Uh,
When I am Prime Minister of Canada, I will create the Ministry of Blank. I mean, there is a town in the UK named fucking.
yeah.
that is true.
And there is a
No, there isn't anymore. They renamed.
There was.
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
And I love the video I
they
watched
renamed-
about it, where the guy literally just basically went and said, and people just love living here in fucking. Like, he just said fucking so much there.
People
love to fuck.
People fucking love living in fucking.
people fucking love
People fucking love fucking.
people fucking love fucking in fucking.
Like that
People
video
love-
was just so
Fucking people love
hilarious.
fucking and fucking.
Like that video was just hilarious. Alright. When I'm the Prime Minister of Canada, I will create the Ministry of Dwarf Tossing. Alright. When I'm the Prime Minister of Canada, I will create the Ministry of being Canadian. I know which card is won. It's already won. I just need to read the last one. When I'm Prime Minister of Canada, I will create the Ministry of a soggy SAO.
It's already just regular SAO.
Can we just say that the SAO card didn't exist? like seriously?
By the way, that card isn't from the anime deck.
Oh.
That's from the base pack of cards.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm pretty sure that's not. That wasn't capitalized, so I'm pretty sure it's not SAO. It's I don't know what SAO is, but it's something else.
I just read it as SAO. And I don't want to have to do with that one to do. Although, I gotta say, SAO, the best one is the GGO alternative anime. They didn't have Kirito.
I had a friend. I had a friend who went watching the latest Sword Art Online movie. Yeah,
Progression series.
Yeah, the Sword Art Online progressive area of Starless Night.
It's supposed to be good compared
Hey,
to
what-
normal SEO.
And he was like 5 out of 5, and I was sitting when he wrote it, said it to me in a group chat, and I was like, maybe not that high. And he was like, he wrote like 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5, and I was like, yeah, fine, 4 out of 5. Okay, I can.
I want to watch it just to see how it is compared, but I gotta say that LSSation so much better than the actual original SEO with Kirito, because I just love the part where Kirito is basically useless. Like they spent like a full like season or something where Kirito just is useless and people are taking care of him and doing shit without him.
Veggie Kirito.
Yeah, I just love that part because I knew, of course, Kirito was gonna come and save the day, of course, because it's fucking SEO, but like,
Yeah.
bro, he was useless for a long ass time. Gotta love that.
Sword Art Online is like Pokemon. Remove the main character, and it's suddenly better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're going
All
to
the
read the black
characters
card.
are better than the main one, so.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mega Evolution special one summer with Pokemon where
I mean,
where,
actually, I like quite a few of the like the ones that aren't Ash. Actually, I like quite a few of those that are around in like Brock. You gotta just love Brock around.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, the characters around Ash are,
Yeah.
are good.
But Ash-
himself,
Yeah,
No.
Ash himself, no.
No thanks.
Ash is incompetent.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
Pikachu dies
Oh.
every time the series reboots.
Okay, so nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Our chief weapons are fear, surprise, and blank.
Oh, that
We
just
only
hits
need
hard.
one more. Oh,
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Our chief weapons are fear, surprise, and your wife who is shit.
I mean, they would certainly win Twitter.
Yeah.
Our chief weapons are fear, surprise, and another goddamn vampire movie.
Not more fucking Twilight.
Already the trauma.
I never
Our
watched
chief
Twilight
weapons.
either.
Our chief weapons are fear, surprise, and a pyramid of severed heads. Okay? I mean,
Probe him, I guess, like
Yeah.
snowballs.
Shut him hard.
Yeetus, deletus.
Snowball fight! Head fight! Head fight!
I usually like the answers to make some kind of sense, but in this case, the non sequitur actually appeals to me for some reason. I'm not sure why.
You get all the
Yay.
good shit! You get all the good shit! Like, what the fuck? Do you have like a card magnet?
The army penguins are on my side today. Shadow, do you get that
Ah.
reference? Do you get the army penguin reference? You know the draw trigger from Dimension Police?
No, I don't really know that one. I don't really know trigger units from clans I don't play personally. So,
I'm gonna send you a pic.
that's my New Year's resolution. I vow to give up blank.
Well, never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around and desert you.
That is a good song.
Never gonna make you cry. Never
is.
gonna say goodbye. Never gonna say a lie. And now you guys. Because I forgot the rest.
I don't remember all of it, but it's a good song. People rickroll me. I go. I jam because good song.
Yeah, it's a very.
Like a lot of people get pissed because they get rickrolled. I'm just like, vibing.
I mean,
I don't even mind the rickroll.
No, I just find that just gives me a good reason to vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
oh yeah, Saturn.
Yep.
I mean, that card looks pretty cool.
I love that card. That is my favorite card.
Mecha Penguin.
Yeah, that is my favorite card in Vanguard, hands down. That shit saved my ass so many times when I was playing Dimension Police in the V series. Like, I survived too many times because of that thing. I ran a DP deck. I ran like 8 draw triggers.
Nah.
Of course, draw PGs, but I ran 3 of those things. I didn't need crits. My shit critted itself.
Yeah.
Let's go with that one card. But yeah, that's the joke with me saying the army penguins are on my side. Because they granted me way too much luck. Because if I was missing the card I needed to be able to do stuff, typically I drive checked one or damage checked one, then I got the card I needed. And then I was like, alright, good to go.
Let's see. And the other two playing with me like, what?
Silence. We're just letting you vibe.
Let's see. As my New Year's resolution, I vow to give up accepting the way things are.
This reminds me of that one meme of that CGI lizard who stands up and his hands are like he's doing a presentation, and right next to him is the text, "You have the power to end these patterns."
As my New Year's resolution, I vow to give up contagious face cancer.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it makes sense.
Okay. What?
What?
I heard an alert. I have.
I forgot the host, so I'm hosting.
Oh right. And as my New Year's resolution, I vow to give up a much younger woman.
That does also make sense in a way.
That's actually not bad.
I mean, we have 2 that are
probably the
not
one-
bad.
It's probably the fat, bald old man in who becomes a monster girl. It's like, if I cannot have a girl, I will be the girl.
You just made me think of a fucking hentai joke. God damn it.
Lord.
Ugly bastard.
I am shocked. I am dismayed, and I am surprised beyond measure.
The way you just explained the thing with like giving up the younger woman, that just made me think of ugly bastard.
I mean, yeah.
That should make you think of the exact opposite.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's an ugly bastard VTuber.
I love him. He's amazing.
I love that actually exists as a VTuber. That he exists as a VTuber.
His alt follows. He follows me with his alt on Twitter.
That's cool.
Oh, you mean his not safe for work all? That's a win.
Yeah.
You've won in life now.
Oh yeah, you have.
Oh god.
What cards
that one-
wins?
That one feels a bit just weird to me because of how that thing works. I suppose.
That's fair.
I'm like that one girl who did an ASMR where she's the flight assistant, and she's like she's getting a tip, and she just snatches the fucking dollar and is like has this sour look on her face. Is like, thank you.
With that thanks, like I've seen some recently some YouTube clips about like somebody going over shit with Winx Club. And there's this YouTuber has this amazing line that's just like, thanks, I hate it.
Oh yeah, it's a meme line.
I just love that line. Like, talking about the Netflix adaptation of Winx Club.
Oh yeah, I fucking
Just going like,
hate it.
thanks, I hate it. I also hate that thing. I tried to watch the first episode, I got like
It's very-
5 minutes in and went like, yeah, this is unwatchable. This is ruining my fucking childhood.
The
I
thanks I
love
hated
Wings
line.
Club. I love Wings when I was looking
That
at that,
show-
I was like, oh my god.
That show is still amazing to this day, in its own right.
Yes.
Like, it's just so good, especially like the first, like, there's like 3 seasons. That's the best part. Then it just gets a little bit wonky.
Can I get a confession? Can I do a
Yeah,
confession?
yeah.
Like you know what I am. You know how I am and what I am today. But I think there are many roots that follow back to how it came to this and one of the roots is this confession. When I was younger, and there was this one episode where Stella, the blonde one, she was like turned ugly / into a monster, and the janitor got a crush on her, and because he didn't know that she was a student. And
Oh yeah, that
he thought she was
episode.
just another and he just thought she was another monster. And what happened is that he called her beautiful all the time and stuff. And
Oh,
basically,
Stella's breakdowns.
and basically, I kind of shrimp for him. Like I kind of had a crush
the-
on him when I was younger.
Oh yeah, that guy. Nog, right? Nog.
But he's the janitor. I just know he's.
Yeah,
the
but he
janitor.
was originally with the Tricks, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
originally
yeah,
a bad
yeah.
guy.
I really like him. He's just
Yeah.
such a funny guy. Like,
He's just so lovable.
also I gotta say, Musa's original outfit. That's so amazing.
My God. She was.
Musa.
Musa.
I mean, that outfit, like the tomboy look. That was
love
such
her.
a good outfit. Like, bruh. And then they remove it, and it's like, oh, I like looking at that.
It's so much like I think the Netflix adaptation, if they just put a bit more sparkle and
No.
not fashion that 40-year-old women would wear, and instead
No,
fashion that
no.
actual
You
TikTokers,
know,
for
you know
example, would
the
use.
character that is
Like, I
supposed to
think
be
it would be
Flora.
more redeemable. I think it would be
No,
more redeemable.
no, because of what they did to Flora. Flora
but
is
that-
not in there. It's a
that's-
cousin
yeah,
of
that's
Flora,
actually
and it's
shit.
just like,
Yeah, that's Tara. I think her name is
yeah,
Tara.
Tara.
And she's
It's
just everybody's. She's just
No.
everybody's.
Yeah.
She's just everybody's punching bag. Like what the fuck?
Like, no, I barely got into that shit, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm never watching it. They just
But,
ruined
like,
everything.
But like even before it was shown that Flora is not Flora, but this Terra character, everyone was like looking at these pictures, and I think it would have been more redeemable if they had more actual fashion, because the whole
Yeah.
looks there just looked so 40-year-old. Like I could imagine my grandma or my mom shopping together, and these are the outfits they'll have.
But
These
like,
are the outfits they'll have.
like the original Wings Club had its own charm, and it's like,
It has its own fashion designers, creations. Like
but
actual fashion
like,
designers got
no,
on
the
that.
show itself as well. It was good. It wasn't poorly written in a way, but like after
Oh,
season 3,
absolutely.
it started to go less good.
Hmm.
Season 4 was still
Yeah.
good though. Like they did season 4 well. I really like
after
the
season 3, what was season 3 again? Was it the fight against this dude where
yeah who
where
basically
Bloom-
claimed Bloom as his own, and it's just like oh
where Bloom was turned goth and evil,
Yeah.
and then her boyfriend was like, no, that's,
yeah
that's
Sky,
not sexy.
poor Sky,
And she was like, oh my god,
poor
it
Sky.
isn't. I realized that, thank you.
Ah,
But like season 4 was good. They introduced Roxy, amazing character, and then Roxy didn't exist anymore. It's just like, you had this amazing new character.
Work on that.
Nickelodeon ruined it.
Sorry guys, we're just talking
Yeah.
about Wings Club, and you both are just like, you're just existing, you're just spacing out, you're actually becoming part of space.
Yeah,
No,
that's
but it
where I
was-
came
it
from,
was such a
so
good
it's-
show.
It's home for me.
It's actually so enjoyable, and
It's so wholesome
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it's so
Like
cute.
some of it is too cheesy, but it's just like for the
But you
time
can
and
excuse
for
that.
what
You
it's
can be
supposed
like,
to
oh,
be.
this is
Yeah,
like a Christmas movie. It's like with those Christmas movies, except
Yeah.
except more enjoyable.
yeah. Also, some of the I mean the music in it is also some good shit. We
But
should
yeah,
probably
as I
continue.
said, as I said, one of the roots for why I'm a monster fucker today is because little me had a crush on the janitor
Yeah.
from Wings Club.
I believe his name was like Nug, or not, something like that.
What if,
no.
if I was like if I was born in like the 2010s or like before the 2010s and got a YouTube channel to watch all my favorite YouTubes, then I think my YouTube name would have been Wife of Nogs. Like all those other kids were like girlfriend of Sense Undertale,
Yeah.
girlfriend and wife of who else is there? what other characters are Tumblr sexy men? Girlfriend and wife of the Ansler.
Wait, Shadow, I gotta ask you a question. Do you remember the kids show named Creep School?
Yes.
Yeah, you can find you can find it on YouTube.
Oh my god.
Find it on YouTube.
I need to rewatch that shit. Like, that was good. It said it only got one season. Ah, such a good one. Alright,
What don't you want to find in your Chinese food? An old guy who's almost dead. Is that a call-out post to all the action movies?
I don't know.
What don't you want to find in your Chinese food? Bees? Question mark. Like, I don't know. Bees? I don't know. What the fuck are you asking me for? Do I look like a health inspector? Do I look like I actually eat Chinese food?
I mean, the last one is just truth.
It's just true. Like, this isn't
It
even...
gets too close to home.
Yeah.
It's too close to home. I just like the bees one. I just like the question mark after that. Because the question mark makes it so much better. It's like, I don't know, bees.
I can say that on that one, mine was the first one. The almost dead guy.
So are we counting my lost points or not?
Oh no.
I honestly don't know, because you would be at 11 then.
Shadow only has 4 points.
Alright, airport
Because
security.
if we're counting my lost points, then we're both tied for
First.
You, oh my god.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And right behind you both, breathing on your necks.
Yeah.
You're Haki Hälinen. That's
Only
such a
something
Swedish
of
joke,
some
though. That's such a Swedish joke. But it's amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, airport security guidelines now prohibit blank on airplanes. If you have hentai shit, give it to me. Oh yeah, remember, if we're going into like the thing with racism, in Magic the Gathering,
Oh god.
people banned a specific card. It was a white card that said, destroy all black creatures.
Oh.
People went, that's racist, and I'm just like, they're talking about a fucking game mechanic.
We're talking about black creatures as in black creatures, not in black people.
Yeah, like black creatures as in, there are 5 colors in Magic the Gathering. And they're talking about all the creatures belonging to the black color. Like, that's not racist. It was banned because people thought it was racist.
I think
The fact that they
word
banned it
creature
is
makes it better.
really ridiculous.
Yes,
They actually banned it.
it actually was banned and they still banned. They never reprinted the card.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like in any card game, like cards that like counter a very specific thing is kind of
Yeah, but it.
why.
They didn't.
Why?
I wouldn't. They didn't. From how I understand it, they didn't think about that when they made the card because that card falls into the playstyle of the white, the white faction.
You wouldn't think about it. Why would you even think about that when you're making the card? That's ridiculous.
No, but like because of how the white faction played, that fit in. But it could have also been made a little bit as a joke to the whole thing. But you never know. But it's just such a stupid ban of a card.
I mean, people take things out of hand.
Oh yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
The really sad part about that is that I bet you anything you want that no actual player of Magic the Gathering had a complaint about against that card. It was all people who have no idea what
Christian
Magic
moms.
is.
Nope. Some
And
people
just-
who
and
played the
just
game were part of
saw-
it. Some people who
Are
played the
you
game were part of it.
Just
Are you
Christian
serious?
moms.
You always gotta expect at least one person who plays the game to
Well,
be
I don't
be
mean
part
like,
of it.
I don't mean like literally. No.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
but-
mean that the people who were against this
Majority,
were,
yeah.
by and large, people who have no
I
idea what Magic
think
is.
so, but this was early on in Magic the Gathering, so I'm not too sure. Because at the beginning, Magic was kinda niche.
Wait, the beginning isn't Magic really old?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it came in the
How old is
90s,
it?
like
Oh my
90s,
God.
late 80s, early 90s, I think.
And people were against something like that in the 80s? What?
Maybe in the 90s, I think it was, or very early 2000s. Like this is an old card by the today's standard. But it's so stupid that it was banned.
Well, let's see, Magic the Gathering first released in '93. So
Yeah. That was just a ridiculous ban because all they meant was gameplay. Like,
what's
bruh.
the name of the card?
Well,
Really?
yeah, I mean,
I don't remember.
Obviously, all it meant was gameplay. Like,
I can look it up later. But let's do this one. Airport security guidelines now prohibit casually suggesting a threesome on airplanes. Now that just sounds like a hentai.
you can't casually suggest it. You have to forcefully suggest it. You have to be really insistent.
Unless it's just an airplane full of gay people. Or just very horny people.
So basically D&D.
Yeah. Airport security guidelines now prohibit eating too much of lamb on airplanes.
I love that it's too much of a lamp.
Yeah.
Suggesting that there is a reasonable amount of lamp that you could eat.
Airport
You're allowed to
security
eat this much lamb, but
Yep.
not more.
Airport security guidelines now prohibit eating a hard-boiled egg out of my husband's arsehole on airplanes.
So how do,
I'm-
that's very specific.
I
Someone
mean,
has lived that.
yeah, the lamp though.
Thank you.
That
Do I
lamp.
win?
No, not yet.
No. But like, I gotta say, like,
I am technically at 12 points with the ones I lost.
Yeah. you do. All right, let's see.
Let's see. In LA County Jail, word is you can trade 200 cigarettes for blank.
Nice.
But like, the airplane one. Imagine that in a hentai. Like,
Oh, why?
Why do I have to imagine?
I meant it why as in, do I need to do it now? Can I just
yeah,
do
no,
it
no, no.
later?
Yeah. But like, that
Right,
would
it's just having a
work
crisis.
as a hentai plot.
It would absolutely work. Like, oh my god, we're stuck together in an airplane. What do we have to do? And we only have one egg to eat. Oh my god, what are we going to do?
So
Alright,
this,
Why
is
is there
probably not,
silence?
this is probably not the not the funniest card for most of you, but it makes me crack up. So in LA County, so I will read all of them first. In LA County Jail, word is you can trade 200 cigarettes for a flashlight, which is the obvious answer.
Wait, is
In
it
LA
flashlight?
County Jail, it's
It's pocket pussy.
Flashlight, yeah.
oh my god.
I found the white card I was
Moving on.
talking about in Magic the Gathering as well.
Moving
Oh, it's from
In
94.
on. In LA County Jail, word is you can trade 200 cigarettes for a look-see. Not sure what you're looking at, but
So you mean a
Yes, you
glory hole, or do you mean look-see?
oh
as in
my
you-
god, Rin!
Yeah, nice one.
Jesus Christ!
Nice one.
I think a look-see is not going to be useful because if they're living in cells, they can see each other pretty well.
I'm pretty sure a look-see just means being like offering the person with the 200 cigarettes to look at something. I think
Okay,
that's
I'm
what's
sorry
meant
for taking.
here.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
for taking it sexually.
No, it was a good one though. It was a good one though.
In LA County Jail, word is you can trade 200 cigarettes for college.
Would college be much better than Yale?
College is just.
I
Hey!
love the college one.
What is that?
I love the college one.
Very
Like,
sure.
you're in jail. You have 200 cigarettes, and you can trade that for a degree.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible, actually.
I mean, it's a funny
Trading
one.
cigarettes for that.
No, but I think there's a school in prison, and I know that one of my teachers actually worked in a school prison as a teacher. Like one of my teachers in high school was actually my homeroom teacher, and he talked about how
Did he work? I'm sorry. Did he work in a school prison or in a prison school? Because those are two very different things.
he worked in a prison. He was a learned teacher. He went to college, and so he has a degree for teaching and stuff. And he went to he himself didn't do anything. He went to prison and taught prisoners school. He taught them school stuff. So
Yeah.
prison
yeah.
school
Prison school? The anime prison school?
A prison school, yeah.
No, the anime prison school?
Prison school is a school within a prison.
No. You don't get what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, it's an anime.
Yeah, there's an anime named
I
Prison
actually-
School.
I actually get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just desperately trying to avoid it.
It's a very, how should we put it, kinky anime.
I think it's funnier for me that I think you've hit the boiling point. You've hit the one point where you become delusional and just want to get out of the situation.
I mean, we could always start talking about
need an
redo of a
adult.
healer.
I need an adult. I
I
need
said
an
pocket
adult.
pussy and glory hole. That's the point. That's how you reach the
I
point.
need
Because I
an
said
adult.
that's how you
mean-
reach the point. Because I said pocket pussy and glory hole.
I mean, Rin, we could
I'd
always
like
start talking about the redo of a healer. It should not be an anime. It should not be classified as an anime.
It should
That is
actually
no
be
joke.
And what do you have to say about interspecies reviewers?
I don't know, I never watched it.
I watched it.
I mean, it's a cool concept, that's I gotta say.
It's a very cool concept. It's because sometimes the concept is like so execution and in a world building sense,
Yeah.
and you're like, God damn, you have to be a special kind of horny to put so much brain into this.
Yeah. Alright, I also did find the card I was talking about. In Magic
Yes, all
Gathering.
black creatures in play are destroyed.
It's also
Destroy.
named Cleanse.
Ah,
But look at the art. I mean, it's more zombie, necromancer, and that style of themed creatures, because that is mainly what the black color faction in Magic the Gathering consists of.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Mm.
I'm not
looking
Magic
at
Gathering
that,
person.
I don't see how that's considered racist.
This is prime stream content, by the way.
No, but like, if you look at the card itself, is there something to suggest?
Yeah, chat.
That it
Yeah,
would be
chat,
racist.
Look at the card.
No, but like, I don't see the thing that people are going on like, oh, this is racist. This was also apparently drawn in 1994,
Mm.
Oh, that
1
was-
year after the game was
Yeah, yeah,
released.
yeah.
I really don't see the whole part of it apparently being racist.
Mm.
Because it just looks like it's themed on what the different colors consist of.
Are we going to do another round or?
I don't think I can do another
Oh, yeah.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's true. This is just a comedic one
Destroy it.
because apparently one of those is not racist. Like, what?
Mm.
That's just stupid.
Wow.
I think we should at least show those on stream because you know
I am.
there are people watching us.
Mm.
Oh,
There are
yeah,
still
yeah, you
people
are,
watching.
yeah.
Yeah, I am showing them. Like, this is even more like weird because like, if you're gonna ban one, ban the other one.
Yeah.
Like, this is one where you don't ban one and not the other.
Mm.
This is a thing that's just like, why? Because the other one does fall into the same category then, technically. So I really don't understand that. This I just found, so yeah. Alright.
Da, da, da. Second. And there we go. There you have it. People in my chat. This is what's being talked about.
This is what's being discussed.
Yeah.
This is like... This is like one of these situations where it's just like, what happened? How was one allowed to continue existing and not the other one?
Yeah.
It,
So,
it doesn't make any sense.
but like, both are basically just the same. Just one word switch.
Yep.
Yet one is considered bad.
Or
One
worse than
rated.
the other.
Yeah.
No, one is considered bad, one is considered completely fine.
Mm.
That is basically how I would describe it. Like, if you just look at back what happened, like with Jinx, for example.
I only think of Jinx as an arcade, so sorry.
Yeah, true. That's valid because that is the superior Jinx, but like the Pokemon Jinx.
Ah.
Jinx, yeah, I said the name incorrectly, but yeah. Like, how that Pokemon was changed? The look of it was changed? Just,
Yeah, because she had entirely black skin.
yep. And looked like a stereotype of black people at the time.
Ah.
So they
It was
were
also-
forced to change it. Change the design of Jinx.
I think it was also because Jinx was inspired by the
Yeah.
by the Gyaru designs.
Yeah.
Like
Which was a
Gyaru's,
racist stereotype.
Yeah.
Kobe makes a good point.
And what is that?
Maybe the name Cleanse also influenced the banning.
That is true.
Could be.
Could be, yeah. But
Also,
it,
just for clarification, I just checked and the card was actually banned last year. It's not an old ban. It's an
Oh.
old card, but the ban is from last year.
I remember
Which
it
makes
being
sense.
banned even before that.
Well, no, I'm looking at like the Wizards website, like the official Magic the Gathering website. It's from June 10th, 2020. They
Okay.
say they will be removing a number of images, and additionally, these cards will be banned in all sanctioned tournament play.
But I remember it being banned even before that.
Maybe it was, but probably not for that reason. Maybe it was banned for balance, but now it's banned for racism.
Could be, but like, even so, I would still say that it isn't fully racist in a sense.
No,
yeah,
I
there
don't
are-
think it's racist at all.
There are
be
implications of
but,
it being, you can look at it as that, but I would still say that it's still mainly made based on the gameplay itself. And stuff like that, and it's just like, for me, yeah, that makes sense, like having a card that destroys a specific color's cards.
Listen, I pretty much agree with you, but I'm not sure why we're stuck on this for so long.
Yeah. That's
like
fair.
why is the Cards Against Humanity stream suddenly they banned the card in Magic the Gathering stream?
That's true.
I'm not complaining. This
I
is
mean,
very
it's
interesting to
it's
listen
related. It's related though.
to. It's card related.
Yeah.
We're talking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
cards.
Wait. We can bring this over to the Cards Against Humanity. Why has nobody complained about there being black cards and white cards in Cards Against Humanity then?
Oh my god.
Like, if we're going on to that subject. Apparently it's fine in this. Maybe just because of
You're
how
just-
cursed the game itself is.
You're just playing devil's advocate at this point. You're just doing that.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
And now we have Grim.
I'm not saying anything was wrong with that. I just see.
I started playing League a while back, and let's just say that that game is wonky at times.
And now we have Crimson Phoenix bringing up cards from another card game.
Oh,
Monster Reborn and Pot of Greed. Well,
The last time I played, I somewhat recently played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I haven't played anything with modern rules, so those are very unfamiliar to me.
I mean,
Never played anything here, so.
I mean, if just based on what I know of card games, a card that says draw 2 cards, I don't view it as that overpowered.
No.
It's extremely powerful, but it's not overpowered.
Yeah.
But I think it was more based on how the card itself was used.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Like
probably
in the
synergy, like,
specific use cases. I think a better method there would have been to just make it so that you can't use that in specific combinations.
the problem with that is you can't retroactively add text to existing cards. So
Yeah, but you can
Well,
add a restriction that is you can't have this card and this card in the same deck. For example.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You don't change the card itself, you just make a rule
Yeah.
that these cards are not allowed to be in the same deck. They have done that
Yeah.
in Vanguard, for example.
yeah. And speaking of Vanguard, that reminds me that there was a card in Vanguard that was like, well, very relatively swiftly banned. You know, the Ichikishi Must Ride.
I'm not sure I know that.
There was a Ichikishi Must Ride that was banned like very shortly after it came out. And then there was like a set last year or something with a few new strides that got banned like a week after release.
I remember when they did in V-Series, though, Bermuda Triangle. Liselot being banned from being played in the Melody deck. Because that was too overpowered.
Yeah.
And that ban lasted for a long time before they removed it, because they realized it's not good unless this exists now. Because they made other shit too overpowered. And I was just sitting there playing a complete meme deck. Because I played Miracle Beauty.
The prone is the opinion also to allow your opponent to have a full front row in one turn. Say no to any move you make, and in 3 turns you just lose right after.
Oh god, that's powerful.
And Poe says in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can win in 1 or 2 turns. If you have 4 or 5 specific cards in your mind, a card that increases your hand for free is 2 unbalanced in your hand. Yeah. I think you have. Yeah.
Well,
Card, like how strong
Yeah.
a card is all a matter. It's all a matter of
Shadow.
the deck. So yeah.
No, the here start I have. I'm gonna send it here. So this card is why my deck when in V was a meme.
So Vanguard, if this unit's power is first person greater kind of one son of one yeah.
Yeah, my goal was sitting and attacking for 6 or 7 times in one turn. That was my finisher. If I didn't win there, I all lost.
Yeah.
And setting that up was extremely difficult. Sometimes when I actually pulled it off, I just melted my opponent. Because I went force 2. 2 attacks at 33k. Or like, no. At least 4 attacks at 33k with hitting for minimum of 2 damage. That does damage. Plus my Vanguard attacking 2 times. If I ride the correct thing, hey, I get 3 attacks in 1 turn. I get 7 attacks in 1 turn. It costed me 5 counterblasts, but hey. Like, I once melted a Dark Irregulars deck with this. And there was another funny time where I out-critted a Asha build that was meant to crit like crazy. I was sitting there with Dieliner out-critting the Asha in V-Series. And this card got a funny name at my card shop. Miracle Booty.
Miracle Booty.
And yeah, I was just sitting there playing my meme deck. Randomly, I won because this hit too hard. Apparently, people couldn't survive. Apparently, people couldn't survive
damn.
taking like around 8-9 damage in 1 turn. You have maximum of damage you can take. That is 6.
Yeah.
Most of the time, these attacks are extremely easy to guard, but like memes.
Oh, and speaking of like meme decks or whatever, you know Sejuani Spinning Valiant.
Don't think so.
Spinning Valiant is Nova Grappler, grade 3.
Of course. The name makes sense.
You're just doing propaganda at this point.
The Spinning Valiant Cthulhu has this continuous skill that all units can only attack the Vanguard, and that includes both the Spinning Valiant player and the opponent.
Oh, they would love playing against my V-Series DP deck then. Because all I do is attack the Vanguard anyway.
And the Spinning Valiant's second skill is when he attacks, if you have 4 or more front row units, he gets plus 10,000, and then you can counterblast 4, and if the opponent wants to guard, they must call down from hand, they must call down 3 or more cards at the same time, and that applies for every single attack.
Hmm.
However, that deck I have a Spinning Valiant deck. It has it has quite the defensive potential, and I outlasted a gold paladin deck with the bluish the bluish flame liberators, whatever.
Wait. Is it the V series that was based on the Legion mate era? Gaiard?
I think.
That character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played against someone using such a deck, and I just outlasted it because I just could guard for so high because of another card in that deck that gives all my guardians plus 10,000 shield.
Could you survive my DP though?
Maybe. If I have the right field setup.
True. Like that deck of my DP deck there, it requires me to have the exact field setup, or otherwise my strategy won't work, and I need to have 5 unflipped damage. Like, also, there was a funny Vanguard card, funny Dailander card in V series. Yeah, they used the completely wrong art.
Oh yeah.
You remember this one?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I was sitting there using it, we always said misprint beam.
Yeah.
And one of the guys at the card shop complained about me using this card because I had the original art and I was sitting using this because I preferred the art. And it was just a funny meme.
Of course.
The judge agreed with me. He was the one who started with the misprint beam.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
Yes, of course. It's lovely how this just turned up into an absolute talk about card games. But
Yeah.
like, speaking of cards with different art, the alternate art of Megiddo.
That's so pretty. That artwork though, it's amazing. Like,
they turned a terrifying dragon into a waifu.
I mean, Japan?
You cannot.
No, it's Japan. They can do it. I love that
Okay,
art.
she's pretty. I love her.
Yeah, I love that art. They probably did that
So
just so
soft.
that it would fit into Bermuda Triangle, to be honest.
Mm.
It looks
Yeah.
so soft. I want to be squished against her boobies.
I agree with you there.
And people would call it Mogido. Mogido. But yeah, what a tangent we went on.
Oh yeah.
But then again, we went on tangents in the interviews I've had with Bryn and Helix. So tangents, it seems tangents isn't too.
I mean,
unusual
at
thing
least
to happen
talking
here.
about other card games on a tangent is more reasonable than sitting talking about school. Considering we're in the card games category.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want, you could just spin this off into an interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh god. Card games are a lot of fun.
Yes, of course.
It's a lot of fun.
And speaking of Vanguard, that reminds me,
Yeah.
maybe I should. Do you want me to invite you to my Swedish Vanguard server?
Sure.
Because I totally can do that. And I'm sure everyone there would be more than happy to me.
I need to though. I really need to buy the new card, the new battle waifu police cards for my deck. No, literally in the current series of Vanguard, when we're sitting playing, there's this style of playing the Brandsgate clan, or nation, that is named Aurora Battle Princess.
Yeah.
Everyone on the internet named it the waifu police that sends weebs to horny jail.
Yes.
That is what I'm sitting here playing. I remember back when I saw the art. I saw the art of the 5 starter decks. I saw this art and I went, "This is what I'm playing. I don't care what the effect is. This is what I'm playing because this looks fun." And then I sat there saying, "I really hope they're gonna add a prison mechanic."
Yeah.
And what did they fucking do?
Added a prison.
I fucking called it! Based on the art, I called it, and the judge was like, "No, they'll probably not do that. They'll do something with the mechas and Dimension Police." And I was like, "That's cool, but I still hope they do this." The judge he also wanted it, but he was like, "It's highly unlikely." I was just like, "So it may be, but I really want it."
Yeah.
It may be, but it's not too far away from reality.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
the look at the waifu.
I really want to commission art of my avatar in her clothes. Like, I want to do that pose, but my avatar instead of Surf Snow.
Ah. But what do you think of the art on Seraph Pure Light?
That is cool art, but I still prefer normal Surf Snow. I really want that coat though. Give me that coat IRL. Just hand it over. Hand it over. Like, I can see coats on some anime characters or other things, and I'm just like, "Give me that coat. Just give it to me.
Yeah.
I need it."
Like, Rain, look at them arts.
Yeah. I think I saw her in my recommended, like a sheet of how her character creation was. Like I don't know how to explain, but it looked really cool. It looked amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can do a funny thing here. Let me just go into VC phase.
And do a funny thing here.
Funny. Oh, damage.
There we go. That's set up. Now I just hit this button, and voila!
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
Why I love VC phase.
Your titties go new.
They don't go enough, Noom. They don't go enough.
It's just a new.
I want more anime on them. This is why I need to learn
You
Unity.
want High School of the Dead.
No, DxD.
I think I haven't done this before, even though we've been following each other for months.
Oj jäklar!
That's true. And I just love
New
my...
type of FaceTiming.
I do love my alert. I don't know if you saw it or not, Shadow.
I saw just a glimpse.
Alright, if you look on it, I can redo the alert. Hello? Stream elements? Aww.
United in Stream Elements.
Fuck. Stream elements doesn't want to redo it.
Nah.
Aww.
Samuel's remote.
Yeah.
But what if I do this?
Who knows? Maybe it'll work.
Nothing.
Ah.
Oh damn.
Stream elements broke.
Stream Elements said no, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's like it's just me having fun at gymnasiet during my gymnasiarbete.
Yeah.
It's a recording of an experiment I did with sodium and water.
Chemicals go bleh.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And if you look on the background, like this explosion, that flash of light, that is a screenshot I took of it.
Ah.
Oh wow.
My school allowed me to do that for my gymnasiarbete. Like, I need to do an experiment and write a scientific paper about it. They allowed me to do this, even though it had a high chance of making one of those conical flasks go boom and make glass shatter everywhere.
When flasks go boom, I go hee hee.
I mean, I could have caused the injury. They forced me to go into the fume cupboard.
Ah.
I was fine with it.
Speaking
It was for our safety.
Speaking of chemicals and all, that reminds me. A friend of mine once told me that someone at at the school he went to, he told me that someone threw in explosive into the like chemistry room.
Oh no.
And had that gotten, well, that could have possibly ended badly if the explosive had ended up, you know, in the like
Chemical locker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kaboom.
Yeah. I heard a story once where somebody took sodium out of the the school lab and yeeted it down into a toilet.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I don't want to be the person who went to the toilet after that.
Just so you know, the reaction will start instantly. The sodium metal can react to the water in the air. That's how sensitive the metal is.
fuck?
Yeah.
That's so insane.
The explosion I managed to get at school during the experiment, I wasn't even using 0.5 grams of sodium.
Oh no. Oh,
I was using around 0.1 grams of sodium, and it was so fucking loud. It was crazy. I was wondering why nobody came by in the science building of my school there, because we were split up into two buildings. So we had the science, and we had the social science. So like how the government works and history and all of that shit. They were in their own building. We had our own building. We had the school lab. They had the cantina. Fair trade. I was wondering why nobody in the science building came by asking, "What the fuck are you doing?" That's how loud some of them were.
And I'd be like, we're used to it.
That is how it was. People were just like, alright. I even once drew over the time a little bit too much. So they were about to start a new class in there. And the teacher I had as the, like... What would you call it? Like, handledare? How would you... But it was the teacher taking care of this subject. At least we can say that. And he was the one who we had to help us write the paper and other things like that. So he was the chemistry teacher. He was also a chemistry teacher. Yeah. And so the students came in, and he was like, "All right, fine. We'll do this. We'll show the students of year 2 what the subject can look like." And then he told everyone, stand behind the table in the school lab. They had to keep extreme distance. I only kept the same amount of distance away from there, but like I started the whole thing. And let's just say it went boom. Some of them were a bit scared. Sodium and water combination went boom.
When sodium go boom.
Yeah. Like you don't need a lot of it to make big boom. And that is where I got the NA in my name from.
Natrium.
Yes. That is how sodium is spelled on the periodic table. Na.
Yep.
A lot of people think it's North America.
No.
Is that like Gig UK?
Like what now?
Gigak. There's
I don't know.
there's an anime.
Yeah, I know
YouTuber.
Gigak, yeah.
Yeah, he said that a lot of people think his name is Gig UK because he's from the UK.
No, but like in his case, it makes less sense than in my case. Because in my case, it's literally set through underscore NA instead of it being one word.
Oh yeah, but he's literally from the UK.
I know. But with his name being Gigak, like one singular word, the NA my name is after a underscore.
I suppose.
It does change it a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's always a fun one. Confusing the shit out of people because they want to read it NAS North America, while I'm just like, it's sodium. Don't you know it's chemical speech? Don't you speak chemistry?
Like, it reminds me of this time, like, it was like, up until like, around the time, up until like around mid-June or something like that, my Twitch username was ended with SG instead of VT, like that was kind of like before I became a VTuber, you know.
Fair.
But the thing with that SG part, like,
Oh, they thought
I never thought of it as
No.
like Singapore or whatever. I always just saw it as the abbreviation for something I had in my YouTube channel name at the time, which was Shadowstorm Gaming was the name of channel, with the same spelling of Shadow. I remember. But when I was watching a stream once, the streamer was like, "Oh, you're from Singapore or something like that." He said. I was like, "No," and then I was like, "Oh, right, I see why." Well,
I know now.
Yeah.
and then I became then I became a VTuber, and then it just got replaced with VT. So
that's fair.
you know.
I never went with like having VT in my name because like I don't know. I don't feel like I should have to have that in name to make it obvious because it also just doesn't fit with the name I'm going with anyway. Like Setru VT sounds stupid to me.
Yeah.
The NA part
like,
sounds better and makes more sense considering the theme and everything.
Like I totally would have went with like just Shadow. Like I know there's a VTuber who has like who doesn't have like VT or anything in his name. Just like his like name is his like his VTuber name or is his username on Twitch. Like you know, I think you know him. I think you know who I talking about. Who I mean when I said Yami.
Ah, Yummy, yeah.
He only his Twitch username is just Yami.
Yeah, but on on Twitter it's Yummy VT, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
If you were talking about the Swedish Yummy streamer.
Yeah. I thought I would have done like something like the same thing, like just have like Shadow there on Twitch, but well, that username is already taken.
Yeah. Same with why I had to add the NA because just Setru was already taken, and that is legit the username I'm going with. So considering that just Setru was taken, I had to go for something, and then I added the NA part because I really love the sodium water reaction. That is no joke.
You were so into the sodium water reaction.
I'm not kidding. I want to live in a lab. I don't care if I'm basically stuck there, no way of getting out. I want to live in a lab and just study that reaction fully on a much better, deeper level than I could at the school lab. Because there's so many things I don't know about the reaction that is so intriguing. Like, for example, depending on the pH in the water, the reaction acts differently. So if the water is basic, so like a high pH, the reaction is a bit slower. And just normal, basically pH 7 water. Yeah, I use distilled water, so yeah, pH 7. It's it's 50-50. And if you use hot or cold water, it has an impact. Cold water is slightly slower than hot water, because the heat of the water is part of causing the reaction. And then if you have a low pH water, it just does not go boom. I got no idea why. Whenever I did out of 4 attempts, there was at least 1 boom. I did 4 attempts of low pH water, like 4 or 5, something like that, and it just didn't go boom.
Well,
it could be so like neither me or my chemistry teacher or one of the neither of the 2 chemistry teachers at that school understood why. Then our physics teacher came and said something about it maybe being connected to the electrons, and it's highly likely.
It just says, I just went to the Wikipedia article for pH, and it says here a bit in like the second sentence, it says acidic solutions with higher concentrations of
Electrons.
no, ions.
Ions,
Heal, it says H+, so heal hydrogen, positive hydrogen ions.
Yep.
Are measured to have lower pH value than basic or alkaline
Yep.
solutions.
Yep, that I know. Basic water, like higher pH. Yeah.
So maybe it has something to do with the
Yeah,
hydrogen ions.
that is what that's what the physics teacher talked about.
Ah.
Like it might be connected to that. We don't know
Mm.
because we didn't have the tools to measure that. I did something very basic, but it was the best we could do at the school lab.
Yeah.
Just get it done, and I was the only one in my class who literally stuck to something highly chemical, where I had to use the lab to do it. The other one who did it was like two others. One boiled eggs, and the other one did the thing read in a book about rotten apples,
Ah.
the rotting process of apples, and how to prevent it and so on. And then there was me, the crazy chemist. I just went around, like, that entire year I did like 40 something experiments. Half of them went boom. That is no joke.
It's a good boom record.
I mean, that just proves how unpredictable the reaction is. And we actually did a bad thing in the beginning, but we changed the specific thing because we had paper, and the paper caught fire, even though it was wet paper.
Ah.
This reaction was so warm that the sodium used the paper to start a fire that ignited the hydrogen gas.
Oh.
Therefore, boom! It also did that without paper needed, just water. So yeah, there was that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like...
I should probably head out. It's like
23,
30
25.
Oh.
It's like 30 minutes past midnight.
Oh.
Oh, you're
Here,
1
so-
hour ahead. You're 1 hour ahead, I see, yeah.
I'm an hour ahead of you guys.
Yeah,
This
that's
was a lot
fair.
of fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's
It was
fun.
really nice.
Thank
It
you
was
for
really nice
being
meeting.
here.
Really
Even
nice
though
hanging
it
out
took
with
a lot
all
of
of you.
psychological damage.
I mean, I love this game, honestly. It's just funny. I also
Yeah,
love how
it's really
me
good.
as a meme with the name in the Cards Against Humanity just wins based on like just the score itself in the game. But
Yeah.
in actuality, you did win. Was it Helix? Yeah, Helix. Yeah, you
It's
did
fine,
actually
it's fine.
win.
We can share. It's no problem.
Yeah, but like the shit went wrong and I won. But like, if
fine,
it
it's
didn't
fine.
go wrong, you would have won.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not about winning.
No. But like, it's just like fun to see how certain things going wrong can change outcome.
Yeah.
True. Okay, well, see you guys.
See ya.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having me.
you. Good night.
Felix.
Bye, good
Bye.
night, everyone.
Bye.
And that is also one thing I'm planning on doing at some point. Going with like doing a more just chatting stream where I go over some things with this reaction. I was suggested the idea about someone who would think it would be very cool to see that. And if I remember correctly, I still have it saved, my scientific paper, even though it's not 100% properly written with things, but like it was sort of a rush of getting the actual text part fully done.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm considering doing, but I'm gonna wait a bit, at least till I have my new mic. Because I want to have the new mic, and also I'm going with an XLR mic, so I'm gonna drop around, I'm gonna drop like 3k on the mic setup.
Oh.
I'm going from a headset mic to a dedicated mic setup. Straight.
Yeah, bye Helix. Take care.
I'm skipping the USB mic part, I'm just going straight XLR.
I mean, like, my microphone is also XLR. And
Yeah,
like,
but
I bought it during Black Friday, so I got like pretty good deal on the whole setup for the mic.
That's fair. Like, I'm not going for super the high quality mic, but like I'm going for dynamic mic.
Mm.
I can't have the condenser
Ah.
because I have a Cherry MX Red keyboard that is extremely loud.
Oh.
I hear it through my headset mic.
Jeez.
Ah.
Yeah, like maybe I can. I don't know if you hear it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can hear it.
There's also a helicopter flying by. But yeah, my keyboard is somewhat like that with sound.
Mm.
It's so loud that I can't really type without wearing either my headset or my Sony ANC headphones.
Ah.
That's how loud this keyboard is.
Oh.
It's amazing because it's such good responsiveness, but yeah, it's loud.
Mm.
So condenser mic means it's gonna pick up even more of it than my headset mic is. Which means it's a no-go. It's like, no, not possible. So I found a good... I'm gonna go for an ST Electronics V7. It's meant to be on stage when people are singing and performing live.
Do you need one of those cables too that
Yep.
they use for microphones? Oh.
Yep. But those are
I forgot
extremely
the
cheap.
name,
XLR cables.
I forgot the names, but I had to work with those during my time as a barely paid intern, so
It's an
still
XLR mic,
remembered that.
XLR cable.
thanks.
And yeah, but those are very cheap.
Mm.
Like, not
Really?
yeah, I'm getting one for under 100 SEK.
Oh, gee, that's cheap indeed.
Yeah.
Less than 10 euro in.
Yeah.
My boss usually made it out like it was extremely expensive.
I mean, it
whenever,
depends on the
something would-
quality and length and a lot of things, but like for me sitting at my computer, and soon I'm hopefully gonna be able to stand up using my computer as well, because I don't wanna purely sit down, it's bad for my back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a standing desk as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Being able to have the opportunity to stand and sit and get the desk in a correct height for me, because I'm kinda tall.
How tall?
185,
We just had-
around 185 centimeters.
Okay, I think Ray is still tall.
Yeah, but
Yeah, like wasn't he like 193 or what? Did you
I have
say,
a friend, he's
196?
198.
Ah.
He's 1 year younger than me.
Wow. He ate his veggies.
Nope, he just drinks milk.
Like, I think you've heard this, Rin, but I don't think Seturu has. There is someone in the place I live, in my like town or village, whatever to call it, who's like over 210.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
I think you told me that. I think you told me
That's
that.
a tall motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's a tall one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tall. I'm taller than the male average, as are you, in like the male average height in Sweden.
Isn't it
like
around
180.
185 nowadays though?
Well,
I think it is. It's somewhere between 180 and 185.
the only number I found was 180, but I don't know.
It's
It might have
somewhere
been-
around
it might
there.
have been a few. It might have been a few
Yeah.
years, so that's why I don't know.
But I know it's somewhere around 180, 185.
I'm just 2 centimeters below Germany's average height for women.
Oh. That's an annoying one.
Small
That hurts.
Yeah. But like, I'm also like, it's a bit annoying because I'm gonna have to figure out how to find space on my desk, because right now my desk is way too shallow for what I need.
Mm.
Oh,
Like-
actually, it's even more. The average German woman is 65.86 centimeters tall, and I'm 162.
Here in Sweden, the average height for women is around 173.
I'm getting obliterated.
My mom is basically that height.
Ah.
Your mom can probably sucker punch me.
My aunt, my mom's sister, she is 185.
I was cursed with a tiny gene. Don't rub it into my face.
Funny thing with my friend, his parents are shorter than me. And he's almost 2 meters.
Jeez.
But you wanna know the true pain?
What?
What's the true pain?
Younger siblings outgrowing you.
Oh, they're going to rub it into your face too.
Yeah.
They're going to, yeah.
I have a brother who's about a year younger than me, and he's taller.
He probably, if I were taller than my older sibling, I would rub it into their face so much.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would be so annoying about it.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna be right
and
back.
I think my 3 years younger brother is like around the same height as me. So, so yeah. But then again, I'm older than my what am I saying? Older. I'm taller than my older siblings. But I understand my older sister's pain.
Struggles.
Oh yeah, struggles. Yeah, she's been like, oh my god, you're so tall.
Stop growing.
And then now I'm like, yeah, oh my god, younger brother, why are you so tall?
You're all just going, stop growing. Just in a very aggressive tone, just stop growing. I hate it.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's just a it's just that one of those like annoyances, like, oh my god, why must you be taller than me? You're my younger sibling.
How dare you be taller than me?
Yeah.
You shall pay with your life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of height, I remember seeing just the other day like a video about people going through like surgery to become taller, and after seeing that video, I was like, why would anyone want to go through with this?
You know
Like,
why?
People, I mean, yeah, of course I understand like why like people want to be taller and all, especially if they're shorter than others around them. But like the pain, the amount of time it would take to recover.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like it could take. They said it could take like several months to like years to recover, depending on how tall.
badly.
Yeah, like they literally like basically break your bones.
Oh yeah. They extend stuff and shit.
And a mic.
Welcome back.
But like, I can say one thing with like me getting a new mic. It's also that I want to be able to do more things. Like for example, at some point doing a karaoke stream.
Yeah.
Hey.
And this mic I have currently is not good enough.
I mean, like before I got the mic that I have now, I was just using the mic on my headset. So,
I mean, that's what I'm currently doing.
Oh my god.
I mean, it says on the box at least that it's very good for like a Discord, but streaming for like the kind of sound quality you'd expect in a stream. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, there have been some people who have gone like, you don't need to get a new mic. To me with this headset mic. Because I think it's good.
But I mean, like,
good enough.
It does sound good.
I
like
mean, yeah.
for,
For being headset mic, I'm not gonna complain.
yeah. Like, another good thing though, like me by getting this mic that I have brought with it, was that well with my headset there seemed to be a bit tad of sound leaks.
Yeah, there's
Like,
that in mine. I have that with mine.
Because the mic is you know, like it's so close to your face and all. Like if the cups don't sit like so completely tight or flush against your skin, like sound will come out, and
I have
especially
that.
go to the mic.
But I can't do anything about it because I have to sit here with glasses. IRL. If I remove my glasses, everything is blurry to a point where I'm basically blind. I can make out general shapes and a lot of things like that. But reading is like impossible.
Nah.
So I have that issue.
Basically
Forcing me to use glasses.
Like, and speaking of reading, like today at the uni, I was sitting like in the back of absolute back of the room.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of like presentations that.
It's so hard to read them.
And like when the text was like when there wasn't like too much text on the slide, like when there only was like a few lines, and like it was pretty well readable because the text is usually a tad bigger. but many had slides with
Smaller
many
text.
lines of text.
Ah, yeah.
And I was sitting there in the back, just like trying to make out what it said, and then I was like, nope. And then took out my phone and opened up the camera and zoomed in, like, yeah, I'm not gonna even try to read that.
I mean, I don't blame you for that. I was just positive because of how cramped my desk is because of it being shallow.
Mm.
And let's just say it's not ergonomical for my elbows. Do you see how much space I have to put my arms on the desk?
Mm-hmm.
That monitor stand.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh no!
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You even have your PC on the
Yep.
table, so
I don't want to
it's
have it on
even
the.
less
I don't
space.
want. No, I don't want it on the floor because then it'll get too much dust in it,
Yeah.
forcing me to clean it even more. And I haven't cleaned it in a while. But yeah, it just collects way too much dust on the floor.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, that.
And I don't have cables. Some cables that are long enough to reach down to the floor either.
Mm.
So there's that. And I can do this much to there.
It's the absolute height. Like, this is the perspective of a tall person. This is not my tiny. This is not my
Yep.
tiny side.
And everyone here on the stream can see, like, yeah, it's a bit cramped on my desk. It's like this desk is 50 centimeters deep.
Mm.
So I'm getting a new one. It's gonna be 70, I believe.
Ah.
You're gonna get a big boy. You're
I mean,
going
like,
to get a big boy.
It's also
a
going
big
to be
humongous
slightly longer, I think, or basically no, it's the same length, basically.
mini boy.
But it's going to be deeper, and I'm gonna grab a monitor arm.
Mm.
So I can mount my main monitor on it. My second monitor I can't mount because it doesn't have the mount.
Mm.
Like, this monitor is getting close to 10 years now, my second monitor. It's good, but no, it's not good enough.
Mm.
It definitely works well for use as a secondary monitor.
Mm. But however, am pretty sorted on the whole desk space and share armrest thing. Like as you see, I have this. Like I have that. I have my keyboards on a sliding thing, and I have a pretty. And I have like just freaking.
I can't have. I don't want to have
arm
things like that. Yeah, I also can't have armrests on my chairs because I hate armrests. They never do it. They never work for me.
Yeah. But the one thing with my desk that haven't sorted, however, is the where the fuck do I lead all the cables?
I mean, I haven't done.
You see the mic cable there,
but I haven't done anything with. I haven't done any cable management. I just yeeted everything to the far back of it or underneath it. It's
Like,
out of sight, out of mind.
But you can see some cable that I do have some cable management out there and in the back.
Yeah, I've done my best. I've done the best I can with the desk, with what I have.
Is that a cola?
No, well it was.
It's a Coca-Cola ball,
It was as if you assassinated it.
but like, yeah, it's gonna be nice for me to get a new desk.
Aki,
because,
thank you for the raid.
Thanks for rating it.
Yeah, thanks for the raid to Shadow. Yeah, raid Shadow. But
No,
like,
not a raid.
I'm also gonna have to
Yes,
figure
rated.
out. I'm going to have to figure out how to set everything up because I'm not gonna mount the mic arm on my desk itself. I'm gonna mount it to my bookshelf. Hello, Pink Sake. How are you doing?
How was your stream, Aki?
So I have my plans there. This was goes on You know, a knife doesn't threaten me, right? First of all, I've hung around the Kuru way too much, so I'm not scared of a knife. Secondly, I know judo.
Yeah, bunny raid.
Don't mess with me.
Hey.
I'm good, are you? I'm doing good. Doing good. We had
Me
some
too.
fun on the Cards Against Humanity. Some
Setter,
very cursed shit, yep.
Setter, you could be like, ha ha ha, I got chemicals.
Yeah. I also got that.
Yeah, we're doing well, Lucky. Thank you.
Pretty sure I
You just
can
missed the
make...
cursed round.
Yeah,
You
I'm...
missed the round where Ray Helix's mind got
Oh, yeah.
absolutely broken by me.
You did such a good job on it though. It was
I didn't
amazing.
even mean to. I was just being natural.
And I just love how I randomly managed to win
It was just,
by the college, with the college. How good I
you,
love
you
college
just had
with
all
me.
the
Yeah,
good
that's a fun
cards
game.
for some reason. You had all
Yeah.
the humorous cards.
I know. Well, some I used in a comedic way, like the college card.
Yeah, the college card.
I just played college so people could trade wars like 200 cigarettes for college, to get out of prison, to go to college instead. It was so well played though.
It was well played. But for me using flashlight was also not.
Aw.
not done.
I mean, that was so funny though.
Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
this
they
is
gotta
definitely a
have
fun game.
something. It was a fun game.
Yeah,
it was,
so
you,
fun.
You lose your humanity for comedy points.
What is it like having humanity? You know, I'm sitting here contemplating on actually eating sodium chunks on somebody's throat just to see what would happen. I'm not joking. I even asked my chemistry teacher that.
You will become Bondrude from Maiden Abyss.
And speaking of Made in Abyss, we have to plan in that podcast we're in.
Absolutely, we have to.
I haven't
Ray
watched that.
is lucky
I
that
haven't
he
watched
isn't
that
here yet.
anime.
And he isn't here anymore. You haven't watched it?
No.
It's time for public execution.
I've mainly been busy watching... Lately I've been watching a lot of the romance animes. Because I find them to be more fun to watch.
Nah.
Because you actually get better written story, you get better character growth and stuff
That's
like that.
It's a really fun thing because I really don't like romance stories because most of the time they like to use tropes and they don't even do that in a way that is like looking over the trope and being like, oh, what if this person like had these characteristics of a trope, but they're still a person,
Yeah,
instead
that's
of like what if this person is just the trope? Period.
I'm just have to say this. I thought I'd pop in before I go to sleep, but I have to sleep now. So good night. Have a good night, Pink Sake. Have a good night.
Night.
But yeah, that's like a thing for me. Like at the moment, my favorite anime is Horimiya. It's such a good romance anime because
I have to look it up.
it's
Because
so worth
the
watching.
name gives me a jingle. The name gives me a jingle.
Horisanto Miyamura-kun is the full Japanese title.
Oh yeah, I see it now. I
That
I wanted
anime.
To watch that.
It's so good. It's like
wanted to
you
watch
don't have the full trope thing, but like quick explanation without going into too much detail with the main characters. You have the main characters, the main female, the male, which have two separate personalities or two separate sides of each other that they both wanted to keep secret. That is one explanation. Then, of course, they find out about it, blah, 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 and things go on from there. But like, they wrote it so well, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those like
Very
fun,
wholesome.
wholesome anime. Yeah, it's wholesome, and it's amazing. I also love that the art style is so simplistic, yet beautiful. Like, you don't need to do so much to make an anime stick out a lot. You can just make something very simplistic yet looking good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I appreciate things where they go like that.
Yeah.
In an anime.
So one of my favorite anime ever is Ore Monogatari, or known as My Love Story, and it's one
Oh
of
yeah, with the
one of
with
the
the
old-
giant guy and the tiny girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
I haven't watched it,
giant
but
guy
it's supposed to
and
be
the
good.
tiny girl.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and the thing is that the thing with romance anime that I really dislike is the will they, won't they, and sometimes it's worth it, but on other times it's like, god damn it, just look over the misunderstandings, just talk to each other. I don't even give a shit anymore, just talk.
Like,
And it's so frustrating because normal people usually would at some point talk, at least saying, what the fuck was this about? But they're just like, oh no, this person is an absolute trash bag, I will never talk with them again. Like, what?
yeah, but like another really good romance anime I watched, of course, Toradora.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's classic. It's good.
I also watched that.
I pretty much know the anime by hand. Like, I really love it. The anime I
I have
watched.
I have my own quips with it, but overall it's a really good show.
Yeah, of course, there's things that are just like stupid, and I understand it now. But first time I watched it, I didn't find anything bad about it. But now, after rewatching it like 1 or 2 times, yes, I've caught up on some things that I was like, this could have been so much better. But overall, it's such a good anime. And like how the characters, like they wrote the characters so well.
The only quip I have is for the story is this one bit where the glasses guy, I forgot his name.
Yeah, him.
Where he had this whole meltdown and depression.
Yeah.
People were so concerned. They were like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And he was just like, "Yeah, everything is fine," and begins to bleach his hair. And and what happened is that the reason for that is because his crush, who is
He's going to move away to America to study.
yeah, moves away to America to study, and this crush, she is the student council president.
Yeah.
And what happened is that during her final year, and I think he went and wanted to get the position or something. No, wait. She was like saying goodbye and was like, yeah, I'm going to America, bye bitches. And what is, he got the mic and he just confessed to her in this crowd of people, like the whole school was there.
Yeah.
And he just confessed to her, and there was this moment of awkward silence, and she was like, oh wow, or
And
vice
there you have
versa.
it.
He's so funny,
Yeah.
Let's
No, but
give
like,
them a clap.
I've gotta say
It was
though,
so awkward.
I gotta
And
say this though.
damn,
What she did it in a good way. Even though, like, avoiding
she
to
did.
answer. She didn't do anything wrong.
She did, yeah, and the thing is that Taiga got so
I know.
pissed, and she began to beat her. They began to beat each other into pulps.
I know.
Like in the classroom, and the student council president, she only did that to Taiga because Taiga started it, and I think Taiga would have actually killed her at some point.
Tiger would have. Tiger
And
would
Taiga,
have.
fucking damn it, like, damn girl, you
Yeah.
saw what he did. That was so selfish of him. That was so stupid too, like, it
Yeah.
was confessed privately before she goes to America
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, of
and-
course. But it's
and
still
people
like.
were like at first, I'm not. But people were like at first, oh yeah, she's a bitch. But like with age, like with the more age with
Yeah.
people were like, oh my god, she did everything right. She didn't
Yeah.
like she didn't give an answer, but she was put in this uncomfortable position and was able to like move
Play it
away
off.
from
Play
it.
it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, then the funny thing is, it's okay for Tiger to say no to him. But another bitch does it? No, not fine. It's like, the funnier thing
Yeah,
is,
oh my God.
there is a video on YouTube where it's a collab between Daidas, Emi Richu,
Emi Richu,
and the
I know
Anime
that
Man.
one. I know that one, I
She
know that
complains
one. Emi
about the
Richu
exact
complains
same
about
thing with
romance anime.
Toradora.
Yeah.
She complains about the exact same thing with Toradora, which is
Yeah.
hilarious. And yeah, it's
It's the major quip. It's the major quip there.
I also really like when they go up to the snow mountains in Toradora. That's such an amazing episode. Like, such an
It's
amazing
like
episode.
a beach episode, but better.
Yeah. But like,
If you
up there, it's
excuse
amazing.
me,
Yep.
I kind of have to cut the stream short here
Yeah, that's fair.
because the first the Wi-Fi at my place must
Ooh.
be turned off at the
Oh,
midnight,
no.
Oh no.
So
That sucks.
my mom won't like it if I keep going
Understandable.
past me. So,
Understandable.
It's absolutely understandable. Don't worry.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, Well, this was
I was just
quite a
gonna
fun time.
This was
get a
alright.
quick little thing in. Have either of you watched the anime Bofuri?
No.
No.
It's the full title is Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max my defense.
I've heard.
If you want to watch a good comedy,
I know
Yeah.
it. I know it. It's the turtle one.
Shield Lolly, I would call it.
She has a turtle later. I know.
I
she
know,
Has a turtle
yeah.
later.
I love that, but like that anime is so wholesome and so comedic. It's so much better than SEO, hands down. Like they do the OP main character trope so well. That's the thing, and
She's
it's
just
getting
so
a season. It's getting a season 2 this year. It has a season 2 on the way.
Let's
and I
hope
love that.
The animators get paid.
Yeah, but I just hope that it actually gets done and gets out this year. Because it's so wanted. I love that anime.
But yeah, Humanity is always fun. And,
Oh yeah.
And
We didn't have too many racist cards though.
no,
That was nice.
no, not really. And it eventually went on to discussions about card games.
And then anime. There was some
yeah.
talk about school.
Oh yeah, that too. Me
Yeah.
breaking Ray's mind.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
So yeah. I would like to offer my greatest thanks to you for joining me, and
Thanks
of
for
course
the
to Helix
invite.
of course to Helix as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was fun having the twist of like having one that is say so in this.
Yeah. We're just all cursed or horny VTubers and
No,
can say cuss words
the
and stuff,
free-
and he's just like, no! Stop!
We have the free we have the horny, the curse and stuff, and then there's me, just the questionable one. The one with questionable ethics, and then we have the say so.
Morally gray.
we have the ones who just let go of, who just let go and say what.
I mean-
Say as they wish, and then
That's
just
how I
Helix.
am permanently. I never
Wow.
let go, I just am that way. Thanks, Asperger's, for being a bitch.
But yeah, as I was saying, thank you, Seteru, Rin, and Helix for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for everyone who came and watched, and thanks Aki for the raid. And we will of course,
Love you, Aki.
end it off with a raid ourselves, as one should.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a few newer Swedish VTubers to getting in. Like, I started sitting there in the chat, like, just reminding them to raid, getting them into that. Because
Yeah.
they're getting casually around 5 viewers, which is typically good rating.
Yeah, and
Why do you
I
say
have-
fuck, the Hunter? Why do you say fuck?
Yeah, and I've already found someone for us to raid.
Ooh.
From what,
Isn't it?
indeed, from what I can see, it currently has 2 viewers,
Ooh,
but that's gonna
I
change.
also
Of course.
see two.
I can, that makes sense. The Hunter, that makes sense.
That's gonna change in a moment. Let's see.
Logical.
Come on, yeah, there we go. It works. I hope.
As it
Yeah,
should be.
I was typing in/raid and there wasn't this like pop-up thing with like.
Yeah,
exclamation
sometimes it's a
so
little
it
bit
was like,
delayed. It's a little bit delayed sometimes. We should
And
probably also end stream around here.
yeah, and I dropped my raid message for those who wish to
copy
grab
it.
it. Yeah. And
I should
Yeah.
also look for someone to raid.
of course. Yeah, always a glorious time with Partners Humanity. Always a
Oh,
glorious
yeah.
time. Always a glorious time to just chat about random stuff with friends. So, but
More
anyway,
random but better.
Oh yeah.
But without further ado, I bid everyone adieu.
Adieu. Bye.
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 And 3, 2, 1, boom.
Gotta get everything correct there.
I've put the message in. Thanks again for having me here.
Yeah. I'm gonna end and I'm gonna do a funny little thing here, Shadow. I'm gonna do a fun little thing here. With going there, and I wanna thank all in chat for dropping by. Ew. I should also drop my message.
Oh, I clipped that.